Hello, there we go. What's up, everybody? Jez7780, what grinds my gears? We're here with the Gaming Grindhouse, episode 8-9. Who's counting? Got my brewski. Oh, sorry. Went down the wrong pipe. Oh, my goodness. This will be a wild one. I might have to go a little slow tonight. I'm waiting for the other grinders to come in here. But we have... The grinders were pounding on the door. They're like, let me in, it's 8:30. Let me in. Yes, we have some controversial topics, guys. So you know that's why I had to get a drink. Because there's going to be a lot of stuff going on. So we'll see who comes on in. Let me make sure my mic is good. Mic check. Yes, it looks like it's good. So with that, we're going to get... Yo, what's up, Lincoln Clay? VR2. Is it going to be on the grinds board? I'm going to talk about it. I'm excited. PSVR2, baby. You got me? All right. Bog, Sam, Immortal, people going crazy. All right, we're gonna open the... That's it. You're pounding on the door. We're going in. Gaming Grindhouse, episode 8 starts right now. Woo! Here we are. So, what's up, everybody? Happy March. We're here in the March. We got it. We made it. We're in March. Hope everybody's staying healthy and everybody's going good. Holy crap, Arnold. Shut up, man. So, what we're doing here. Yo, Andy, what's up? 594. Everybody, if you're new here, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification button. Last week was a huge show. We hit over 700 subscribers. Thank you so much. I have the newest subscriber right there, Rodrigo Gamer. Very cool. The latest subscriber here at the Grindhouse. Welcome, Rodrigo Gamer here. And yeah, it's spring. It's still cold as hell outside. God damn it. So, yeah, so things, we're just going to get into what I'm playing. And then, I'll put up the grinds board, get to it, and then we'll see. Who comes knocking on into that Grindhouse. Yo, what's up, Salty? How you doing, man? So, yes, and we talked about some of the stuff, the topics on Salty's podcast. Check that out on Thursday nights. We had that one. Security breach. What the hell's going on, Bog? Going bonkers. All right, anyway. So, what I've been playing. All right, guys, this is some crazy stuff. So, I'm going to save the outsider stuff to see. That's on the grinds board. I added that to the grinds board. So, what I've been playing. I hate to say it. Oh, it's hot there in Florida. Yeah, of course. So last night I played a little bit of Destruction All-Stars to see. It was a double XP weekend. Wanted to try it out. They still didn't add any new game modes. Disappointed. But I tell you, man, it is a fun, just like, if you're in a party chat, man, and just messing around, just smashing into people, hey, it's a good time waster. And it's part of PlayStation Plus, so that's a plus, I guess. But anyway, I just thought they were going to add some new game modes. Haven't done it yet. I'm waiting for it. Because I'm kind of tired of just bashing it up and stuff like that. Yo, what's up, Glorious? But, yeah, did that. I also played... Oh, hear this. So, I've been dabbing around a little bit on some of my gaming PC stuff, like pushing my PC. I got another one, which I might talk about in one of the, my new episodes of the Gearheads. I got a 2070 laptop, Dell, a G7, has some cool-ass lights on. Been testing some out, and I was playing Master Chief Collection. Dude, I tell you, man, and it has an OLED on it, 4K OLED. Nice Immortal. I'm glad you could type still. You're playing Pornhub. Oh, god damn it. He's typing with one hand. Holy shit. Anyway, so yeah, I played the Master Chief Collection. Yo, on the OLED bit, holy crap. I tell you. The OLED looks nice, but man, Master Chief Collection, when it works, man, it's awesome. When it works. It took a little while to get into the game, but once I got into the game, man, it's fun, man. Bungie makes some good-ass Halo 3. Even a Bungie influence and help with Halo 4 multiplayer. I kind of liked Halo 4. I think it looked good. But man, Halo 3 multiplayer, woof. Just awesome. Awesome stuff. But I tell you, hopefully, I'm nervous. I haven't seen a Halo Infinite multiplayer. Holy shit! First, free to play. Yo, man, who knows? But I have to say, it is definitely it's fun going back to that, playing on the computer, doing some of that stuff because playing some Master Chief, and then I also have been playing Phoenix Rising. Doing that, it's a little jank for me, a little bit. Like, I don't know, I'm not feeling as much. And after that, like, the smoothness and just the amazingness of the pathless, that look and stuff, I feel it's a little janky, a little animations here they're missing in the Phoenix Rising, but it looks awesome and it's a cool story. I'm definitely gonna hit ahead, but it's definitely we're getting a little bit of a dry spell. Like, I'm a little rough. Like, I know you guys want me to go back to Demon Souls. What's up, Dominic? How you doing? You know, I know you guys want me to get back into the Demon Souls. I gotta get back into that thing. It got me shook the last time I played it, so I'll definitely get into that. But the other thing that I've been playing, and you know what? Might as well grind it. We got 41 people here watching. Hit that like button. Let's get those likes up and share it out. We're gonna get into the grinds board. Let's go right to the grinds board. Let's go. We got stuff to talk about today. I've been holding on to this stuff. Sifu, yes. And my reactions that I just streamed of the State of Play, definitely listen to that as well. I went into that very deep. But you know what? I think we go right to the grinds board. We got things to talk about today. Nobody wants to hear the mumbo jumbo. We're going to go right into the grinds board. Let's go. Where's my grinded board? Where are you? Here we go. I tried streaming Persona 5. The whole first 20 minutes of it was a blue screen. So I got to stream it, but I got to use my computer to stream it for Persona 5. I know, yes, I will play. It definitely, I felt bad. It was like a blue screen. But I will stream that, yes. I will stream Persona 5, but I have to do it through my computer, not through the thing. So we got some topics. We're going to run down the list of the grinds board here. Woo, woo, woo. Here we go. We got Outriders demo. Elden Ring leak. I saw it. I saw a little bit of it. Peekaboo. Miles Morales up the charts. Another grinders topic. PlayStation Plus, PlayStation Now, and Games with Gold. Oh, goodness gracious. And then we get intense. Halo Infinite new screens. And then Greenberg made the grinds board with tempering expectations. That's all the guy does. And then one of the main topics I might merge in with Greeny. Days Gone and a whole slate to PC. And the freak out that caused last week of me shaking my grinds head. I have a lot to say about this stuff because it's different. There's a lot of different people have different motives. We're going to talk about it. Captain Doug Nasty says, Jazz, do you need to apologize for the nasty for making fun of, to the nasty for making fun of his mic on the round table? Nobody make me bleed. What the hell? No, I listen to that round table, man. They're freaking lit over there, kick thrashing. Oh my God. They crack me up. They got people calling from McDonald's headsets over there. Dude, if you have McDonald's headset, go get a new headset. God damn it. You get a friggin' one for like $30. A decent microphone. Please don't call one a McDonald's headset. They're using the old Xbox Live headsets. That's what they're using. So the first thing I want to talk about is this Outriders demo. Okay? I see some people liking it, and people liking it. Let me give you my grinds my gears impression. Yeah, it is, where's my display? Here we go. I got it right here. Just so you get a visual of what I'm saying here. So the story, just to break down the story, no spoilers. Well, who cares? It's a goddamn game. It's out beta. So basically, they're terraforming. There's a new Earth. They destroyed Earth. Basically, it's the story of Wally. If you haven't seen Wally, Captain Doug, he says, how's that work? At McDonald's. So basically, Outriders is the story of Wally. We've destroyed our Earth. They're on a big ship that's made by Walmart, and they're finding new lands. So, if you saw the movie Wall-E, then, oh, there we go. Immortal says my grindboard's hard to read. God damn it, Immortal. Well, I'll read it to you. Don't worry. Hey, what's up, the Coon 1985? I'll fix the font. I was messing around with the font again today, thinking it looked better. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Immortal. I'll fix it next time. I thought I fixed it, but I had a lot of topics. What's up, Gamer Persona? How you doing, man? So anyway, the story of Outriders is basically the story of Wall-E, except they land, but they don't land back on Earth. They land on a new planet, and they want to find the terraform and basically make it a new place. So they land on this planet, and then an anomaly happens while they're exploring the place. And and what happens is that there's this anomaly that comes around and gives them powers. And the Outriders are basically the guys that like scope out the land and stuff. But there's problem number one. You're seeing it right there. Every goddamn person in this game looks like a creative character. It looks like I hit the goddamn randomization button. I'm not feeling it. Not feeling the graphics at all in this game. My character, yes, I really not into creative characters, but when you give me 10 faces and they all kind of look the same, the problem is the NPCs that you interact with. Yo, what's up, Jemiah? He came, you saw that PC in the title. He's like, PC? He's coming in. Jemiah, what's up? So, everybody looks like a creative character. That's my first problem with the way Outriders looks. It looks, here we go, generic. And, oh my goodness, Arnold, calm the hell down, Jesus. Yeah, generic. I hate to say it, but it looks definitely generic. The story is not bad. Like I said, it seems pretty cool. Like I was interested in the story. I liked Wall-E. So I liked Wall-E. So I liked the story of this one. With this whole landing on this new planet and stuff. Basically, it looks like Earth anyway. But the gameplay is basically Gears of War with superpowers. And the combat's decent. It's definitely visceral. Your arms are blowing off and all that other stuff, and you turn them into giblets, just like in in Gears. So I definitely think it's a nice game, but it's just so far just the graphics and stuff. I'm just not feeling too much of it. And I've been playing on a PS5. Maybe I should try it on a PC, see how it goes. I'll fast forward a little bit, but the character models are rough. That's one of the biggest things that took me out of it with that. But otherwise, it's a looter shooter, so it has that kind of that whole loot aspect where you get drops, you get equipment. Basically, I think you can find something of the menu here. You could see, but here, here's just the thing with the character guy. So this is the creative character guy. My guy almost looks like him. Damn it. Yeah. Let's see. Is it no better on PC, Captain? Yeah. Here's some of the thing. Yeah. Here's generic dude too. Yeah, this is what I mean. Everybody looked like here's the shooting range. Let's get to some combat. Yeah, I fast forward all this stuff. It was just so I'm not really feeling it too much. That's why I want the Frog on here, because Frog will definitely, he's been liking it. He kind of is trying to finish. He got a legendary. He was yelling yesterday. But yeah, it's okay. It's all right. I'm not too hyped for it, but I do think that it's definitely Gears of War. It plays like Gears of War, and you have superpowers. So I chose the Technomancer, I believe, the guy he shoots out a turret. He does a turret, and he does some sort of explosives and stuff like that. So it's pretty cool. With that aspect, it's definitely a loot aspect. The running animations are rough. So yeah, and it's just, I don't know. It comes out in April, okay, and basically we'll see if it gets better. I don't know what the end game is going to be, but I don't know if I'm going to get through the full game. So right now, I said recommend go try it out. It's definitely, I heard, you after you get through this part, you could do 4 players. I haven't done it online yet, but apparently, again, fun with friends. Anybody? It's fun with friends. I heard. So I guess I'll try it and see if I have a lot of fun. But oh wow, Ben & Jerry's Coffee Toffee Bar Crunch sounds very damn good. Let's see if we get a little bit of the comment. Here's that anomaly. Let's see if I have another video of it, of some of the combat here, just to kind of wrap this thought up, because I really haven't. Yeah, now it's captured on PS5. Let's see if some of the battle here. Where is it? But it definitely feels. It definitely feels generic, like, you know. And it's made by the guys at they actually made by the people that made Gears Judgment, and also a Bulletstorm. And Gears Judgment, if you remember, that was more of the arcade version of the game. Like, there's a huge thing to load out yourself and all this other stuff. Who are these people? People Can Fly. That's who they are. The People Can Fly. That's who the people are that made it. But yeah, it's let's see if they have a little bit of the gameplay, because I wasn't gonna waste my hard drive and recording some stuff for it. But yeah, and like basically go clear out a room. People, and here's them. This is what I want to show you, the things here. Yo, what's up to Floyd? So like you could see Destiny-esque. Like, here's your loot. You move it over with the mouse thing, just like Destiny. And same thing with your items and stuff. And apparently there's crafting, which I don't think they get to in the demo with it. But you got that, and apparently there's some cool guns. There's some mining aspects of it. We'll see. And then here's the crafting and the mods. Like, you can really do some really crazy guns, which that does seem interesting. So, I'll see how it goes. Like, I just got to get through the basic gameplay, and the basic gameplay is just run here, kill a bunch of like these guys, and just here's a horde of enemies, and just move through these maps like this, and level up and grind, and there's your power for the fire and stuff like that, and cover-based shooter type stuff. And then here comes the big guy that he comes in there, and you can do some cool moves. You know what? Maybe with a couple people, like that Destiny grind. But again, we've seen this with Avengers. We've seen this with all these other type of looter shooter games that come off as a looter shooter. They got these tropes. Here's your different abilities and stuff like that. So, just like Destiny. And we've seen Destiny do it as well. So whether there's room for another one, that's bad when you give me 10 faces, and it's a third-person shooter, and see, that's what the characters look like. But we'll see. Try it out. We'll see where it goes. But right now I feel it's a little generic, and it's a little. I don't know if there's room for another type of looter shooter. And again, end content, gameplay, the story's not bad, but I'll give it right now. I'm not gonna rate it, but I'll give it a. So there's something like that. That's all I can say. I'm sorry. Like, I've played about like 4 or 5 hours. I put about 5 hours into the game, and I'm just like, like, I'm just like mind wasting. Like, I'm just like, where's this gonna go from here? So we'll see how it goes. I'm not super impressed. It's a little mid for me right now, but we'll see if they take any feedback back and fix it. Now, what happened to my Chrome browser? It broke. Outriders broke my Chrome browser. For the next topic on the Grinds Blood. I guess I am going solo tonight. Pass on Outriders. It's $60. It's a $60 game. And everybody's talking about price of the games now. But like, what's up, Captain Crunch? How you doing? I don't know. I would not, that's not. I'm not pre-ordering it. That's one thing. I'm not pre-ordering it. I'm going to wait for reviews and wait for more content and see how it goes. Actually, another fine tidbit is that it's powered by the Azure servers. Microsoft PlayFab is one of the things that shows up front. So, hey, congrats, Phil and Satya. Your dream has come true. Might be funny. Minus scalpers. Unknown. What's up? So the next topic is the Elden Ring thing. I'm not going to show it, but I'm just going to give a quick thing what I saw. It was like a goddamn snuff film. Basically, it was a big dragon, a guy riding on a horse, and, slicing somebody, almost looking like The Witcher a little bit. Horrible underground footage of a snuff film or 8mm Nicolas Cage movie, basically. And, it was... I'm interested to see what it looks like. It definitely looks like a bigger Witcher, from there's scale of enemies in there. Maybe, there's big dragons and stuff like that, but like with the Witcher aspect of it. But that's as soon as I saw it, I was like, oh, it looks like the Witcher, But again, it was a snuff film. We'll see. And there's something that along the lines of that, they announced that there was something where they're going to have, who is it, Bandai Namco Next? Or something like that, where that's basically going to be their like state of play or inside Xbox or something like that, where they're going to have their own showcase. So, and as you heard, E3 is basically going to be all digital again. So everybody's just going to have digital videos and digital showcases. So I'm expecting, as it's ready and as they're going to do, some of these publishers are going to do video packages and basically, have like a state of play type thing on Nintendo Direct. Yes, that was a messed up flip to Floyd. It was messed up. But it was like some underground, some horrible off-camera, tilted screen, splashing all over the place. But I saw it around. You can find it on Twitter. People are just doing that stuff. But we'll see. Yeah, I know, right? Riding on a horse in a Dark Souls game. But yeah, I saw it. You definitely could look for it. And, it is definitely something. Let me see. Somewhere else in... But yeah, it's not bad. It looked alright. I can't wait to see more. I can't wait to see more. So the next thing is the Miles Morales thing. So this thing popped up where Spider-Man so basically shot up to the top, man. Like Spider-Man shot up, what was it? Let me see if I have it here. I don't know the actual article here, but I was browsing through the Twitter, and it was saying that Spider-Man shit and the UK sales chart went up 172%. Only 1,000 copies behind Mario, which is number one. And what's interesting is this is what I thought was pretty interesting is that the it's the attach rates. You remember when they used to talk about attach rates and things like that, where like you get a console and they have an attach rate. I remember Xbox always saying like the 360 was like, hey, it has a 6% attach rate or something along those lines, and it does that stuff. And what's interesting is that the Miles Morales and Demon's Souls, well, Demon's Souls obviously, but with more stock, apparently. The surge of PlayStation stock this week made the game shoot up. So people were buying Spider-Man Miles Morales with their PlayStation. So as the PlayStation 5 stock increased, so sales of the box games were up 64%. As more consoles went out there, people were buying Miles Morales and Demon's Souls as part of the PlayStation 5, which, shows that there's a lot of people out there that still need to get PlayStations. And that these games are being associated with the PlayStation. So the attach rate is going to be incredible, which is pretty interesting since Miles Morales is on the PlayStation 4, but people are saying, I got to get a PlayStation 5 and get, Miles Morales. And the other big exclusive, too, is Demon's Souls, which, in the charts at number 21. The game wasn't in the top 40 because the game came out in November. And now now it was shot up to 21. 120% sales spike. So it's showing that these games, people are buying these games. And you're right, maybe scalpers didn't buy up in the games, or they just bought the consoles, and now people get their hands on the consoles and now get the games to go with it. Spider-Man went up 172 and 123. So, that's good when you have a console and you have an attach rate, because that's kind of lost when you're going with Game Pass and all that other stuff. Like you have a console and you have the attach rate. That's always good because, you want to have that growth with the games. So it's really interesting how those games shot up, and still, we're talking, November. So December, January, February, March. We're talking like 3 months. And the game shot up to number 2, the best selling for the week. because of the stock. No, that's funny. That's funny. Link, I see that you're in here. What's up? Let's see, Link showed up. Oh, man, all right, I'll get you in trouble, so you can listen in and chime in. All right, no problem, man. Did you see that Elden Ring thing? Yeah, of course it is. Snuff movies. Of course. It just at least to show what the game looked like. It looks like a Witcher. But it looks like, you know. Oh, of course, yeah. Yeah, and Jason Schreier, so was going around saying, like, it was canceled or something, shit like that. And then he, like, I don't know what the hell's going on with the game. I don't know what he's talking about. It's not canceled, but he was saying something where it was canceled. Hell, of course. That's all he reports on. Yep. Huh. I know. Yeah, it was announced like a couple of years ago. I agree, yeah. Well, I think it's coming. It's, yo, I don't want to make that association, but dude, it was a joke. Chris Wright just says, okay. You know, I don't want to make, but you want to know what's interesting too? Something that I didn't put on the topic list because it's really not that important. But you know, the vampire game, Masquerade of the Blood #2 that they had in the game showcase of the vampire. Well, that got delayed indefinitely because they switched out the devs because the devs just like abandoned it. Like the devs like, we're done. They switched out the devs. I'm like, Jesus, like, can you just show a game that's not having developmental hell? Like, what is it? I don't understand what it is with their luck. I'm picking out gems. Cyberpunk was another one. Like, everything that they touch, it turns to joke to just trash. You know? Oh, I don't think they can. They cannot hear you. Oh, they can't hear Link. They think I'm talking to myself. Hold on. Why can't they hear you? Oh, you know what? Let me see. Maybe. Hold on. They think that I'm talking to myself. Hold on. All right. Let's see. Can you hear Link now? Get Link, talk.
Yeah,
there we go. There he is. I'm not talking to myself. I'm not a psycho bastard. Calm down, everybody. I do talk to myself now, anyway. But yeah, I'm not no psycho. Hey, Link's here. Link, say hi to the people. They think that I was talking to myself, having an imaginary interview.
No, I'm really here, guys. He's not talking to a ghost.
The ghost of Phil Spencer I was talking to. But yeah, so the other, oh crap. Wait, I want to get into this thing. So the other thing, so yeah, we got to see more of the Elden Ring. I was asking, he didn't say it. He only saw a little bit of that little film that they had going on over there. That was about it. But did you see one thing I wanted to get you before you go away? Did you see the games with the games with gold, PlayStation Plus, and PlayStation Now games?
Yes, I did see the games. Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna save the best for last, which is obviously the gold ticket. I'm gonna save the best for last. So the first one that came up, and this was right the day after, I think, the showcase. The Final Fantasy VII remake, Masquerade, Remnant from the Ashes, and Farpoint, which is the VR game that uses the gun. Actually, I got that with the gun. The aim controller, the PlayStation VR aim controller. Shout out to that thing. It does work. It looks very awesome, too. But yeah, and then the big thing came up with the Final Fantasy VII remake and that whole update thing. So apparently, if you did you read this thing where it said the Final Fantasy VII, if you get it through PlayStation Plus, you don't get the free upgrade of the PlayStation 5 features. You don't get the PS5 upgrade.
But the reason why, and devs don't have to extend these free upgrades, when you get games through Plus, you don't really own those games.
Yeah.
You only get access to them as long as you're in the subscription. So it's a free PS4 game, but the dev, basically they're rewarding the people who actually purchased the game by giving them the free upgrade to the PS5 version. But hey, if you are going to take advantage of the game, I already own the game, but
yeah,
if you're going to get the Plus, if you're getting a Plus version, you'll be playing the PS4 version. So
Yeah.
I don't see an issue with this. I mean, guys, look at the games they're giving you in gold. PS Plus.
No, you said the
they're
right thing,
really
gold, right?
no. The games you're getting in Plus are really fantastic games. So I don't see why people are complaining.
Yeah, I think it was the people were taken back. I'm going to tell you one thing that's interesting is that I got Hitman 2 through PlayStation Now, and I was able to cash into that whole upgrade. Like if you own Hitman 2, you get all the maps at Hitman 3. And I didn't own Hitman 2, but I had it through PlayStation Now. So actually, it did let me. It acted like I owned it, and I was able to download the maps for the Hitman 3. So I was interested because I know you don't own it when it's in the subscriptions. You don't own the game. So, like, if you get it in that window, then basically, it is. So I was interested in working with Hitman, but Final Fantasy, hey, you're getting the full PlayStation 4 game. If you're on PlayStation 4, that's great, but if you get a PlayStation 5, you just won't get the upgrades. And I'm sure they will do some. I'm sure, that upgrade thing's going to come down in price, similar to Control. Remember, Control was like $40, then they Control Ultimate, and everybody's going flipping out, charging $40 for an upgrade. That's crap. Well, they gave it for free in PlayStation Plus, but they also dropped the price of that thing pretty damn quick. Like, I think it was like $14. Like, so I expect Final Fantasy VII, the game by itself with the upgrades, to be drop in price too for those people. Also too, I want to know how much the DLC is by itself. I'm thinking around 40.
Yeah.
I'm thinking around 40.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah, because if you, God, $40 would be steep.
That's gonna be steep.
I'm thinking $30.
All right. Yeah,
$29.99.
it's not gonna be no $10, $20 upgrade. I don't think so.
No, it's not gonna be the $10 difference. It's gonna be more than that because they want to entice you to buy the PS5 version if you don't already own it.
Exactly.
So.
Yeah.
Yep.
So and my thought of it was not that I want it to be more expensive. Like hell no. Like I don't give it. I'm just saying that the game by itself was on sale for like $14 over the holidays. So like if they're charging $70 with the upgrades and the DLC, like that DLC is definitely got to be pricey. Like that DLC is not coming in at $20 expansion, $10 upgrade. That's going to be more of a $30, $40. I think akin to like a Lost Legacy or something along those lines, like Lost Legacy or the Horizon Zero Dawn, like a $30, something like that. So that's where I think it's going to come in. But hey, it's awesome. I'm hyped up for that. I can't wait to finish it because I didn't finish it on Final Fantasy VII. I quite got to actually.
You didn't finish? Whoa,
no, I didn't.
Wow.
I did not finish it. I got.
I
what's held me up? That friggin'
Ghost.
That goddamn Ghost train. That train Ghost set. Man, that was hard as hell to get through. That graveyard, the train graveyard. Yeah. That I got through it, but then I just put it down. I stopped playing it. But then because know what happened? Last of Us came out, and then Ghost, and that's why I just played those. But I gotta go back
Ghost
to it.
Tsushima.
Yeah, I played Ghost and then and Last of Us too. So and Marquette got a good review. I think I got it was a 7 on IGN for like a puzzle with a love story with it, but it's like a puzzle of small and big things. Like if you drop something small on the map, if it happens in big, like around you and stuff. So that's not bad. And then Remnant from the Ashes was another game, and Fall Point's awesome if you have VR.
Yeah, I own Remnant, so
yeah,
I own Remnant and Final Fantasy. Those other games I don't have.
Yeah, the other one, and then I saw PlayStation Now, again like Sony's 2 PS Now. That was pretty damn impressive too. Where's that one? So they put in here. So let's go to the blog. And this is the two-prong approach that Sony's been doing. And I really want to point this stuff out because all I hear, all you see is Game Pass is the best deal in gaming. And then Games of Gold is garbage. Fool's gold.
I have Game Pass, and as soon as it lapses, I'm not signing up for it again.
It's not worth it to keep sustained subscription to it. I'm sorry. Like, I don't think...
I want to own my game.
Yeah, and if you want a game, you're going to buy a game. Like, that's the thing. And the thing is like, I can't see paying $15 a month right now to sustain... Like, these things are $5 a month. This is $5 a month, those games I just talked about. And now, another one... Hear this. So, this is the other one. World War Z, Ace Combat 7... Infamous Second Son, so they're putting their first party in there now. That hasn't been in there, I guess. Super Hot, which I have that already, and Super Hot. But then they have a couple of games too. They add other games. See, that's the thing that's kind of weird about this. They'll highlight 3, but they put like 5 in there, in the PlayStation Now. But those are some big games, and it says World War Z available to September, and Ace Combat, just like Game Pass. They have that window of gaming, and you could download all these natively on your PlayStation 5 or on your PlayStation 4. And these are just the 3 games. But there is, I thought they announced that there were, there were other ones that they announced. Hold on, I thought there was more. Oh yeah, J-Tech put the 2 of them together. But they added 2. They usually add about 5 games, but they highlight the 3 of them. But dude, I'm like, phew, wow. Like, just having those 2. All right, $60. I got them both for $44 a year. All right, so that's $44 a year, so $88. It's a no-brainer. First of all, ones are quite online and all that other stuff, but PlayStation Now for $44 for a year. Then they have a sale like $60 for 18 months. It's pretty crazy. And these are they got 800 games in the goddamn thing. 400 and something are streaming, and on PlayStation 3, and then 400 or 500 games, 400 and something games are in downloadable. Like, I just don't understand. But it's older games. That's why it's not hyped up as much. That's why I don't understand Game Pass is hyped up to the level that it is when it is the same thing as PlayStation Now. It's older games.
But
you know?
What are they putting in there, though? I mean, what is going in their Game Pass, you know?
They put Dirt 5 in there.
Titles are going in there.
They put Dirt 5. So I guess that's good, right? Dirt 5. What did they put in there? Where's the wire? Here it is. Xbox Game Pass. Yeah, this is but see, this is the issue that I'm having when, and we'll get into the big one. But like, this is the thing. Like, so like, here's their announcement for Game Pass. But like, if you look at it, if you just have an Xbox, like, it's a little bit of a loaded announcement, right? Because you're looking at it, some of the games already are on the console. Some games are not on the console at all, such as like Among Us. Like, Among Us was something announced for Game Pass, but it's not on Xbox Game Pass. It's only on PC Game Pass. And like, look, here, it's like Elite Dangerous. Jesus Christ, that is an old-ass game. Elite Dangerous. So just look for what's on console. So you have Elite Dangerous, Killer Queen Black, which I thought that came out. I remember playing that at PAX East 2 years ago. That wasn't part of it. I thought that was right out there. Deadfire Ultimate Edition, console and cloud. Cloud means Android phone. They fixed it now. Now they say cloud, because I bet you they're going to make cloud on TVs now. And you can see tablets, cloud, and iPad, so they can't just say Android. So you can already see they're changing the nomenclature now to cloud. Wreckfest, that's good. Dirt 5 on the Code Vein on PC and Code Vein and Super Hot on PC. So if you own a console, those 2 games are already either there or something. So like, the announcement for February is basically, you got to like filter out if you just own an Xbox on like what really applies to you that's new. You might already had Code Vein last month. So like, again, it's kind of getting very like, if you don't have all of this, the Game Pass stuff is kind of a thing. Like, it's kind of like you got to filter out your news. You know what I mean? But the big thing of Game Pass, why it's the best value in gaming, is the day one games. That's why everybody loves Game Pass. That's why it's the industry darling. The day one games. But like, you could count on your finger, dude. How many day one games?
I was only interested in them putting their first party in there, and look what they're doing with first party.
Exactly. The last first party game to go in there was what? Gears 5? Oh no, the Flight Simulator. Well, Gear Tactics.
Oh my god, I tried to play that.
I played that on PC in April. Like, it was all right, like a mouse and keyboard, but then they ported over controls. But like, exactly, you could count on your fingers the first party day one stuff that makes Game Pass the most incredible thing. You just know what's coming, whatever those games are going to look like, and whatever those games are going to be. We have no clue. But you're going to pay $15 a month from now until whenever the fuck? just to figure it out. Like, if you got that money, man, like, spend that money somewhere else. Like, I'm not, like, why would you just be giving $15 a month to kind of, like, fill in the Game Pass every month while you wait for Halo Infinite? Just don't subscribe and go get Halo Infinite when it comes out.
It's not even worth it. It ain't even worth the $1 I paid to extend my gold.
Well, here we go. Games of Gold. You said it. We're going there now. Shout out to everybody watching. Hit that like button. Share it out. He says, Buck Rogers says they do get a lot of indie games day one. All right.
Yeah, I guess.
Any notable indie games? Kenna. Oh, is that indie game that's going there? No. Oh, and then here's some more. And then wait, there's more. There's more. Look, February 18th, they said you could play Bridge Constructor, Nowhere Profits, Little Acre, Yooka-Laylee, and Nowhere Profit with touch controls on your phone. Here you are. Here you go. Everybody? Anybody? Anybody doing this too? That's in your Game Pass. That's value. That dude, I don't know. Hey man, it's like a one-man band over there with this shit. This is just like, it's throwing shit at the wall to see what sticks. That's all I gotta say about that. And also too, I think Minecraft Dungeons came out, and I don't think you get the DLC. You gotta pay for the DLC.
You're paying for DLC on something you don't even own.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. The Gears one was free. And that's the other thing. Like I said about the, like last week I was saying about the frames per, like the boost and stuff. Like it's so it's so scattered. Like this game has frames per second boost. This one has touch controls. This one is only on Android. This one's only on PC. This one's coming to console, but this one doesn't include the DLC. Here's games leaving. Dirt 4 leaves, but Dirt 5 comes in, which is good. But you could buy games for Dirt 4. Here are games that are leaving. Oxenfree, Jackbox Party, Momodoro is leaving console and PC. Mother Russia Bleeds is just leaving PC. Like, it's very hard to track, to even know what you're really paying for, right? It's all over the place. You know? I think another interesting thing is, too, is like, play. I was going back and looking at some stuff. It's like, anywhere, like games anywhere and stuff like that. Like it is definitely inconsistent. Like Play Anywhere. Remember where you could buy a game on an Xbox, but then it works on PC? Like their initial push? Like, are the games that are in Game Pass, if you buy them, like, are they all automatically Play Anywhere, or are they only able to play on both platforms if you go through Game Pass? Or does it work if you buy it? That's a question for Xbox people, if you ever know, because, Play Anywhere was a thing. That's where you buy the game once, but you get it on two platforms. I don't know. They don't talk about it anymore, but I'm wondering if you buy a game that's in both PlayStation, in Game Pass Ultimate, that's on PC and on console, if you buy it, do you get both licenses, or do you only play it on the place that you bought it? Unless it supports Play Anywhere. It's a question. I'll look into it. But it's a question that comes up because it's, again, a different program, a different thing. And, again. But now we come to the main thing. I don't get in on the whole Game Pass thing. But just trying to show the differences here as we go through. And you make your own decisions. But, now the next thing we're going to show is we're going to go into the ultimate Games with Gold. My goodness, people. They were going to charge you $120 a year for this. All right? And last month they felt bad. They gave you Gears 5 because they felt bad. Well, they gave it to you this time. They really gave it to you guys this time. This calls for something else.
Games atrocious.
This is not worth it. This is not worth it.
Yo, Arnold's freaking out.
This is not worth it. You hear me, right? Con men, thieves, degenerates, lowlifes, thugs, criminals. I'm not a pervert.
Arnold is freaking out.
It's getting late. I got a parade to go to. I've yet to see a sign of this supposed Turboman doll.
Calm down, Arnold. Calm down. Phil Spencer basically told everybody this month this.
You're my #1 customer.
He said the #1 customer line from Jingle All the Way. He said, you sons of bitches whined and complained and bitched at Greenberg all day in February. And now you made me charge back to $60 a year for Xbox Gold. Well, guess what, you sons of bitches? I'm going to give it to you. But
You're my #1 customer.
dude, Warface Breakout. Jesus. They must.
What kind of game is that? What kind of game
I think it's a first-person shooter that came out. Warface. Dude, I think it came out at the beginning of the Xbox One. I have no clue. Somebody look it up. When did Warface Breakout come out?
Why are they still giving away Xbox 360 games?
That's their
Are they
thing.
still on 360?
And know what else?
Who's
Wait,
still playing on 360?
you gotta wait for Sea of Thieves Port Royale 3. You don't get it today, guys. You gotta wait till March 16th. They're making you starve for those games. Vala, March 16th. So you're only getting 2 games right now, guys, because there's so much gaming right here. You're gonna have to play from March 30th, March 1st to March 30th, and March 1st to March 15th, because we can't give it to you all in one shot. It's just too much quality on day one. They can't give it all on March 1st. It's just too much.
That's true. They can't.
It's too much gaming. Too much gaming.
You're my
But
#1
really,
customer.
You can look and see what's going on here. Their main focus is Game Pass. They're
Oh,
not
my
interested in
God.
making gold look appealing. They're not even trying to make gold look appealing. They're doing this intentionally.
Yes, they
So-
have been. And just like they try to increase the price intentionally. They increase the price without adding value to gold, and people call them out.
Phil didn't even know about that.
Yeah, Phil didn't know.
Increasing the price.
Phil
Even
was he didn't know. Phil didn't know anything
He didn't
about the
know.
Game Pass Live. He was taking a dump at Sega. Everybody thought he was buying the headquarters. And then Phil was taking a big deuce. And then basically they said, "Yo, Phil's taking a shit. Tweet that out on Xbox Wire. Go, go, go. Let him know."
Right. Phil didn't know.
Phil didn't know. He was taking a dump. He didn't know about the increase. He went on Twitter and goes, "What the hell is this? What the fuck? Holy shit. What? I didn't approve of this."
That's what it was. It snuck it in on him.
Phil was dropping goddamn gold nuggets in the toilet. He didn't know about this. But anyway,
Yeah.
as a reciprocity, they gave you this lineup. $65 in value. They must have a good
Whoa.
chuckle when they cross out the retail prices and go, "Yeah, this game's $30 right now." And cross it out. This is sad. This is a slap in the face. Metal Gear Slug 3. Jesus Christ. I want to know when Warface Breakout came out. What the I gotta look this shit up.
I didn't even know what that was.
Yeah, I think it's like the sequel to Warface. I remember Warface Breakout.
Yeah, I never played a Warface.
When the hell did this game come out? Warface Breakout Cold Sun. Wait a second. We got Cold Sun here. This might be an expansion. Maybe this came out recently?
Maybe it's new.
It came out December 22nd, 2020.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, it's not an old game. But Warface is an old game, though. But this is the expansion. Okay. Good job, Phil. Okay, yeah, you made it. I seriously did not even... I had to, like, zoom in and go, what the hell are these games? I have no goddamn clue. And I see people complain. They're like, Jesus, like, put, you can't put, like, what's his name? Like, you can't put, like, Crash Bandicoot. You can't put, like, Sunset Overdrive. I don't know if they ever did that. Like, you can't put, like, any decent goddamn games. Last month, you put in Gears just as a pacifier of screwing people. That's how disconnected they are. They're so disconnected. Like, they were going to screw people, and they thought by putting Gears 5 in there with Games of Gold last month, that would have solved the problem. And meanwhile, they swiftly come back, and they give this for March. Dude, this is March. Jesus. It is disgusting, man. I thought to see if these three.
I don't even look and see what they're putting on gold anymore. Like, I don't even care.
And then you look at this. And you look at this. Like, are you kidding me? Like, Final Fantasy VII, that first of all, that's just an exclusive. People bought the hell out of this game. And now they're putting it in PlayStation Plus.
Do you think, because that game, the exclusivity deal is about to come up on that game, do you think that game, I would imagine it's got to be coming to PC.
Well, Final Fantasy VII?
Yeah. Do you think it's coming to Xbox? Because, you know, Square Enix
I thought it was
really
supposed
been putting
to.
many games on there.
Maybe they'll announce in April that it's coming.
They haven't really been, Square hasn't really been too interested in putting a lot of stuff on Xbox.
Yeah. It's always a mystery.
Because
And that's
they don't sell very well on there.
Yeah. It's unfortunate because, like, the thing is like, for some reason, everything on Xbox, it's like, is it coming? Is it coming? Like, when you watch that State of Play last week, and you go through that thing, it's like, you're getting this, you're getting this, you're getting this, you're getting this, you're getting this. And then everybody's like, is it coming to Xbox? Is it maybe? That says on the bottom in the small print at 10 font, it says maybe coming to other consoles at a later date. And it's just like, why is and you know what's interesting? Is that people, like, they care. The reason why is because those games look awesome. Like Kenna. Everybody was circling that thing at the bottom. You want to know why? Sony showed a game that people want to play. That's the problem with Xbox, is that they're showing games nobody gives a shit about. Nobody cares if it comes to PlayStation. Like, what game was it that they showed? Oh, what was it? Not Black Arrow. What was it? Black Desert? Like, it was like, oh, this comes, oh, okay, and whatever. Like, the games that they show, even like that vampire game and all that other shit, like, everybody showed that game showcase, and everybody's like, oh, whatever. Like, I don't know. Like, but meanwhile, you go through a State of Play, and everybody's like, I think that might come to Xbox. I think that might come. Like, why are you satisfied? Not to say that you gotta cancel your Xbox and leave, but as a fan of the brand, how are you satisfied with that kind of response? Like, how are you okay with looking at a competitive showcase and wondering how they got those games and if it's going to come to you, and Phil Spencer and friends talk all this other shit about putting apps all over the place and nothing benefits you directly? And how can you be satisfied with that and say they are doing a great job and thank them? That's what I don't understand. It boggles my mind. I don't understand how it doesn't grind your gears. Like, that's I don't understand that. You see what the competition is doing. They're locking up all this stuff. Oh, well, it's only a timed exclusive. Ha ha ha. It doesn't matter. Where's your timed exclusive? Medium? One game? One? And a bunch of indie games? Hokey dokies? I don't understand it. I don't understand how that's acceptable when your competition is just getting this stuff. And we're going to get into the main topic. That's a foreshadow to what we're going to talk about later. How that is acceptable. But anyway, those are the things to do. This is a slap in the face. Phil says,
Who are you?
Who are you? Who cares? And Games with Gold, again. Yeah. And shout out to this person. Who is he? Where is he? And then this is, I'm saying, guys, they make this so easy, right? Who's this guy? Where is he? I suggest to follow this guy. Mr. Grinds My Gears. There he is. Who is this guy? I like him. Oh, look. It's Jim Ramsey. There he is. I like this guy. This is Xbox tweeting at Games of Gold. If you can't read it, guys, we'll zoom in for you. For the blind people out there. We got to zoom in. We got to zoom in for the grinders because they're getting old. So the Xbox goes, birds are chirping, flowers are blooming, and we're dropping more games with gold. So I just say, so I guess you're telling me to go outside instead. Like, they make it so easy. They talk about outside, but they give you trash games. Well, as you can see, the grinders like it. 36 likes, yeah! Anyway, I was laughing at myself when I said that. I'm like, they make it so easy. It's too easy. But anyway, enough with that. On to more of the grinds board. Enough of that joking fodder. The next thing. Oh, man. Oh, goodness gracious. The next topic. Oh, goodness gracious. Halo Infinite screenshots.
PC screenshots.
Yeah, you did say it. PC screenshots. Yeah, they are PC screenshots. Oh, man. Oh, man. Let me make this a little bigger for everybody here. Hit me with the horns 20. All right. And a bunch of artwork. All right, let me preface this. First, Link, you saw the PC screenshots, right?
Yeah, I saw.
What do you have to say? Because I know you're at work and your time is limited, so I'll get you.
I'm off now. I'm off.
You're off. There he is.
I mean, I didn't really see much of a difference. I guess it looks good, but you can't go by those screenshots. First of all, it's probably running on a super high-end PC in photo mode or something like that. Like, I don't trust that. So I need to see the game in motion. I want to see if they upgraded Craig's textures. Like, I need to see more than that, you know?
Yeah, I gotcha.
I'm not impressed with that.
Yeah. So, like, these are the two screenshots. And again, they're throwing, like, concept art in. Shout out to over 77 people watching. Awesome, Grinders. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe if you're new here. We're talking Halo screenshots now. We're halfway through the Grinds board. Oh, man, it's a heated one today. I got my beer. Link is off for work now. He's ready to go. And he's not impressed with this stuff. I keep scrolling like a friggin' spaz. Campaign where, okay. This is my thing. The reason why I'm scrolling here is because I'm getting to my point with Halo Infinite. We saw the game, and look at the date, February 2021. We saw the infamous Craig demo in July of 2020. The famous July showcase. We saw it full motion game, about 5 minutes of cringe, of it's the lighting, of pop-ups, of just bad effects, of dead animals, dead trees. Craig showed up, cleanly shaven. The animations of the characters. I'm going to tell you, I told you earlier I was playing Halo 3 and I was playing Halo Reach, right? The elites are jumping. When I threw the grenade, he's dodging out of the way. They're hiding behind cover. They're flanking you. The interaction with the enemies in Halo Reach, the AI is like light years away of the dopey bastards standing in that Halo Infinite demo. They're just standing there, and the guy does a barrel roll towards you as you're shooting him. There's something else wrong. There's wrong shit with this game. But anyway, horrible stuff. We beaten the shit out of it. I got Benny Hill music going to the whole goddamn demo. Check it out. Power of the tools, Buddy Cactus says. They're goddamn using Fisher-Price tools. That's all I gotta say. Holy shit, Fisher-Price tools. So, my thing is, we saw the game in July. Now, with December, January, February, they go back. And I done the other video. Wall of text, a fake interview, rehearsed lines. So what is your personal favorite game of the game? The favorite thing of my game is the time of day lighting system. For me, it's the games and the experiences they create. I love dude, this is not an interview with that dude from friggin' Fortune magazine that gave Rip the Phil a new asshole. These are just fake ass interviews. This is a PR piece trying to slip out goddamn news with fake bogus ass interviews. And they're talking spiritual reboot and shit. Halo grinds my gears. This is the best they got. This is the best. Halo is it's the house that Xbox built. The Halo is it. If this game doesn't show up, it's over. If Halo shows up like shit this year, good luck to Fable, good luck to Perfect Dark, good luck to Avowed, and all the other bullshit those people are making. Because Halo is it. It's the known IP. It's the golden ticket. Golden ticket. We are beyond wall of text and 2 screenshots. Link, we're beyond this. We saw the game in motion. They got to play the same exact piece of shit gameplay in the new fixed engine. Craig better have hair all over his body.
You really believe
gold
in 1 year,
chains like the BGs. What'd you say? Sorry, I was going on.
You think in 1 year they're totally revamping this game?
No, they're not. That's why we're not seeing it. That's why they're showing us a goddamn... They're trickling out news like it's 2 years ago. This shit should have been in 2018. When they're showing that goddamn bogus footage where Phil came on stage with his bitch-ass shirt and showed Halo, and he's like, guys, this is launching with Project Scarlet. Oh no, the Xbox Series X. Like, this is launching day and date. I'm so happy about it. They didn't even show gameplay then. We had to wait until July of 2020 to see gameplay. And now we're going back to like Dev Diary, not even a video package. Goddamn wall of text. Goddamn Bible. With 2 friggin' screenshots in it and concept art. Look at this. It looks better, but what is this? Photo mode?
We have yet to see this game run on the Series X.
That too? That too? This is a PC with a 3080 Ti. Lisa Skinners, whatever her name is, friggin' went over there and programmed it. Who the hell knows what this thing is? But, like, we're beyond this, dude. Like, you got to show us the game. This is like, oh, our Dev Diary each month. Like, you got to show us this shit. Like, it looks better than July, but they move these things from here to here. But, like, dude, like, it's still, like, it looks like a painting still. Like, look at this. What's up with this? Like, I don't know if you see the screen, but, like, this is their website, but look at this tree over here. It looks like a drawing. The whole thing, it kind of looks like a drawing. It doesn't look like I don't know what's going on. Like, is this an anime Halo? And I don't think you could see it, guys, from the screen. But like, this here looks okay. This looks okay, but like, look at the distance. This looks like they drew it in. Like, look at this tree here. I don't know if, like, you can see it. Like, it looks like a drawing. I'm looking at it right now on my big screen. I don't know if you can see it, but if you look here, like the warthog, the tree, like this looks like somebody drew this in. It does not. Look at this tree over here. It has no texture on it. Like, it looks like an anime.
Yeah, I don't.
Wait till you see this bullshit run and attack. What is that? Attack of the Seam says, wait till you see this bullshit running on an OG Xbox One. Holy shit. Dude, I don't even want to. Yo, man. That Xbox One's going to friggin' take off. They're going to put this thing in there, and the screen's going to pop up and say, go pre-order the Series X, you bitch. That's what it's going to say. But it does, doesn't it look like I don't know, guys. The Grinders. I'm trying to.
The base Xbox One version to be running at 720p.
Yeah, like I'm not zooming in like crazy. Like I'm just saying, like if you look at this guy here, like is this concept art? It says that it's campaign work in progress. Like, are they still trying to pass off concept art for gameplay? Like I think this is gameplay, but then it looks like they drew this stuff in over here. This looks kind of drawn in. And I advise you to go to the thing. Anime with Halo. Hey, I'm not saying it's bad anime, Brandon. I'm not saying anime's bad. But last I know, I didn't know if this was anime. Okay? That's what I'm just asking. I didn't know if that's they keep saying spiritual successor. Maybe they want Halo the cartoon. I don't know what the hell they want to do anymore. But we're beyond this shit. Okay? We're beyond this stuff. Like, we should be seeing this game in gameplay. They should be doing video packages. They should be, like, showing people playing the multiplayer. They should be showing Master Chief in this open world. And they should be doing this stuff. I understand this that they're showing the sandbox first, which was the guns and stuff, and they talked about day one guns, which I did my friggin' rant on that thing. And now they're showing the daylight cycle. So this looks better. Like, hey, this definitely looks better than what we saw. But again, these trees, they look good here, but in the distance they look kind of drawn in. And I don't know if that's the way. This is almost powerful PC, dudes. But you know what? Halo fans, if you were a true Halo fan, you wouldn't stop at the photographs and be like, 343 knows what they're doing. You would sit around here and read the bunch of horse shit that's in this article. Hey, what's up, Ice Queen Gaming? That's what. See, the thing is that Microsoft is slick. They got Phil Spencer on this thing. He's goddamn Phil Ness. They throw in a bunch of horse shit. That's why nobody talked about Day One guns and Halo. You want to know why? Because they put that bullshit in a wall of text that nobody bothered to read. Everybody saw the screenshot and said, we're good, 343. If you read some of the bullshit, let's read some of the bullshit. And I'm not even going to go into the text of it, but if you read what was under that picture. Wait, get ready, Link. Hear how exciting this is. This is the Halo you knew, right? Here it is. Ready?
Okay.
Rescue Marines. Jump in a warthog and discover everything Zeta Halo has to offer. Excuse me. Rescue Marines. Wait a second. Are we talking about fetch quests? Are we talking about... Wait a second. Whoa. Here's another concept. Banish installations as shown in the concept painting. What? Well, wait a second. Am I going to have to say that word again? Wait a second. Banished strongholds as shown in the concept painting. Oh, shit, guys. Are you, Grinders, are you hearing this? Link, are you hearing this? What are you thinking here? Explore the mysteries of Zeta Halo. Take full advantage of the expanded sandbox feature, familiar weapons alongside brand new additions. Guys, are you hearing this? Link, does that sound like a real set piece campaign to you? What does this sound like?
So this is the campaign they're talking about?
Yeah, They're talking about Zeta Halo. That's where the open world, that's where he crash lands to.
Okay. I mean, it sounds like to me we're going to get an unfinished game.
You think? But here, these missions, don't they sound very generic?
Very exciting.
Don't they sound very side mission-y? Don't they sound very open world fodder?
Why are we not talking? They're not talking about epic campaign missions, you know?
Exactly. The campaign experience is a result of many teams coming together to tell the Master Chief story. A project-wide level, we use a super soldier, story-driven and spiritual reboot to describe experiences we want to deliver. Things like super soldier sound like a no-brainer. Story-driven also sounds obvious. It's a great reminder that we're here to tell Chief's story. And spiritual reboot, more on that below. Well, they talk about this. And they say it's like the Pacific Northwest back. Okay, yeah. Wait a second. They talk about, where the hell is it? Doing the missions how you want to do them. Having fun with multiplayer and figuring out how to do the mission. Seeing the crazy things that you want to do with your friends. Like, this sounds, and they call it a sandbox.
It sounds like Sea of Thieves.
No shit. I already did the clip off of that one. Halo Sea of fucking Thieves.
So did I read this? My memory might be a little off. Isn't the coalition helping with this game right now?
That's what I heard. That's what they said. Somebody said it. Like, somebody said something. But, like, they got everybody working on this thing. I'm surprised they don't have friggin' like just like they got Nintendo working with them. Who the hell knows? They got everybody. It's a mishmash. It's a mishmash of bullshit. It's just like everything else. Like we said before, like I was saying before,
so,
all this stuff.
What were we gonna get in November? That's what I want to know.
Shit. Well, the thing is that I think we're beyond this. Like, you showed us the game. It was supposed to come out in November. This wasn't like just shown in July and now we haven't heard anything about it. It had a release date of November. Hell, Crackdown 3 showed like crap, got delayed out of Xbox One X window, and came out in February. This is coming out a year later, and we still don't even have a release date on it. And they went back to the drawing board to kind of show us like a wall of text and like 2 or 3 screenshots. And like, here it is. What impact does co-op have on gameplay? Campaign is about telling the next great chapter of Master Chief's story, and the co-op experience is about playing the story together with your friends. The solo gameplay is designed to provide players with options on how they want to tackle situations. These options translate well into co-op. Wait a second. Wait a second. So you're telling me the solo campaign is designed with co-op? Oh, okay, so that means if I play by myself, it's probably going to be boring as fuck. Because I need 3 friends to be playing with me. Okay. So now they compromise the story for co-op. So it says these translate well into co-op by allowing different play styles. The great thing about being a sandbox game, again, I said it again, it means that there's no right way to use a particular item or feature. I can't wait to see co-op players do crazy stuff and combos we didn't think of. Like, this feels like a fan project. Open world sandbox, like, you know what it reminds me of? Fortnite creative mode.
But when you show off a game for the first time, you want to put out an epic trailer showing off some great set pieces or something. What they showed off was so mundane, and it just, I don't know. I mean, is that the pinnacle of the gameplay? Because if so, I'm not interested.
But I said it when I saw that thing. I said that the mission that they showed was Master Chief, go destroy AA guns. And I was like, that seems very generic. Like, when we've seen Halo shown, it was like introducing a new enemy. It was like introducing a new world. It was like introducing new capabilities, new stuff. And this was like, and he's like trying to get through and trying to progress the story. Like, what's this next thing? And meanwhile, they showed him crash landing on a planet, shooting out an AA gun. And I'm like, what the hell? And then I read this and they're like, pick up Marines, destroy strongholds, take down, what did they say? Take down, and what's amazing is that strongholds, take down strongholds, banish installations. Like, and they go, shown up in this concept painting. I'm like, concept paintings? Why are you showing concept paintings? This game was supposed to come out in November. Yeah, CTR says that, yeah, they're hyping, they're helping 343. Yeah, they're helping. And the free-to-play multiplayer. But they're showing a day and night cycle, which is cool. Like, I saw somebody, like, take that stuff. It looks pretty cool, the day and night cycle. But it just... And then this other line, he goes like, Halo Infinite will be offering some of the most open-ended play experiences in the history of Halo with an enormous sandbox of ingredients to bring to bear. So when you add the idea that we can play together to the matrix of player choice-driven experiences, the possibilities just explode. Now you got to remember, this is the first Halo that's being launched on a cell phone, on an iPad, on a computer, on an Xbox, on a box of cereal,
Yes.
on a bullshit.
Yeah.
Like, this is the Halo that's everywhere, and look what it is. It's a Halo sandbox. And the multiplayer is free to play. What the hell has Game Pass done to Halo? And Ice Queen says, do you think it's coming? I think it's coming out this year. But what the crazy thing is that this was supposed to come out in November, and they're treating this like it just seems so, and like, this is it. The team is 100% focused on wrapping up the campaign experience, which includes gathering and addressing user feedback, both internal playtests and user research data, bug fixing, performance, and balancing. And you have no gameplay to show? How we have no gameplay to show? This game was supposed to be in everybody's hands in November. That's what I don't understand. Like, you imagine if, like, Last of Us showed, like, a campaign or something like that, and then, like, after that campaign, they go back to showing concept art? Like, they showed the game in January, and you're, like, seeing, like, you see, like, 10 minutes of gameplay, and then all of a sudden they start going back and they show a screenshot, some concept art, and stuff like that, and they start talking about the game, like, in just, like, abstracts. Like, oh, you'll have fun in Last of Us. You'll be like, well, wait a second. What you showed me, was that real? Like, that would be the first thing people would say. Like, well, that Last of Us demo must have been fake, because we haven't seen anything else besides that. All we've seen is clip art. And so why is nobody saying that about Halo?
Yeah, it was fake.
Right?
It was definitely fake. No, The Last of Us. They
Well, I'm saying like people would say
every time
that.
Sony shows off a game, it's not real. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what they said. Yeah,
they said that Last
even
of
when the
Us was
game
fake.
Ghost of Tsushima was CGI too.
Yeah, Ghost of Tsushima was CGI too. So like the
I
thing
mean,
is like if
but I
somebody
know
shows
what was
that,
CGI is that first Halo
yeah,
silk
that was
screen,
CGI.
and then even that when they showed off, okay, they put out the trailer for the engine, but then they put out like a teaser trailer for Halo Infinite with the little sidekick guy in the ship or whatever. Remember that?
Yeah, but it was just him crashing on the planet and him him discovering Master Chief.
Was that CGI or was
I
that
think
gameplay?
I think the first one was CG, wasn't real, where he finds him in the thing. I think they said they made that one. That one was created for that demo.
Where's all the animals and everything else that they showed off in that demo?
Yeah, right. That was completely fake. That demo, that was just a tech demo. That was bullshit. That was some like friggin' that was bullshit. That was all like in-engine bullshit. That was stupid. That's probably what they showed Satya Nadella to get the money.
They said that trailer was not even made by 343.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't even a game. It was probably made by Blur Studios or some bullshit like animation studio. Like it not. Yeah, that was fake. Totally. Yeah, and they're not even showing that stuff. But like, here's another thing. Like the guy says, the art team and most of the development teams are quickly this is what they're saying. What you're doing in the next few months, wrapping up all our remaining tasks and polishing items as we approach bug fix and performance stage of the game production. We'll be spending the final months fixing bugs from floating trees to T-posing enemies, as well as ensuring that the game runs smoothly across all platforms. Yeah. If they're doing bug fixing and polishing, then why are they showing screenshots and concept art?
Yeah, something's not adding up here.
Yeah. So like what? I guess wait to E3, right?
Wait, we should be seeing concept art for a game that was already finished.
And it's supposed to be out in November. And we saw full gameplay in July. That's what I'm saying. It's kind of weird.
I don't understand what's going on with this game. Was this game really ready to launch?
Yeah, right. I don't know. Maybe it was a way to could.
And if it was going to be very bare bones, very little content.
Yeah. And know what's interesting? It's like this is the other thing that I was thinking. And shout out to all the 70 people watching and stuff like that. This is what I wanted to say. So like, you know, when you have a service like Game Pass, right? And Halo was supposed to release in Game Pass, and they had people. Like, you know, if you bought like 3 months of Game Pass thinking like, oh, November Halo's coming out. So I got October, November, December for Game Pass. And then Phil just comes in and just says, hey, it's delayed a year. Well, as a subscriber, like, that would suck. Like, what happens if you signed up for Disney Plus or like you signed up for Netflix for Stranger Things, and then they go, yeah, Stranger Things is coming out in another year. And you're like, wait a second, I'll cancel my Netflix. Or I just signed up for 6 months of Netflix, and now I'm not getting the thing that I was expecting to get in my 6 months. Because, you know, that's the biggest thing. Like, usually in a subscription, you sign up knowing, like, hey, I know some of the stuff that's coming, you know, some of the big stuff. So think about that. Think about people signing up to play this game in November and then it getting delayed out a year. And now it's like, well, I got to buy another year of Game Pass. So I got to, like, extend my Game Pass. Like, this could come costly to subscribers if they don't have solid release dates and show quality games. Like, if they have to, like, they show a game and it gets pushed back, and then they got to, like, take it back to the drawing board and listen to feedback and do all that shit. But this game is getting me scared, all right? I wanted an epic Halo campaign to close out the battle with Cortana. Halo 5, as shitty as the story was, had epic moments. I want Uncharted, God of War, Gears of War, epic fights that we had in Halo. The Scarab fight in Halo 2, these epic missions where you go in with a tank and you leave with a friggin' one of those mechs and stuff, and you're shooting down banshees as they come. Like, there better be some epicness, because all I'm seeing here is sandbox and fetch quest random bullshit. Rescue mission Marines, banish installations.
You know, if you think about it, right? Go back to Halo 5, right? That was the last one, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so in order to get the game to run at 60 on the base Xbox One, they had to make some concessions as far as the NPC, the enemies running at 30 FPS. The resolution was very low. And think about running an open world Halo shooter game at 60 FPS on a base Xbox One. Like, unfortunately, this game is only going to be scaled up graphically on the performance, and the graphics are going to be scaled up on the Series X and the PC, of course. But the skeleton of the game is still a base Xbox One game, so they may not be able to do huge epic set pieces in that open world because of that old hardware.
You never know, man. Like that's the other
what
thing.
What resolution is this game gonna be running at? Because what did Halo 5 run at on the base Xbox One? Wasn't it like 720 or something? I mean,
I have no clue what Halo ran at. All I know is like I'm showing right now the Halo 5 E3 reveal, and this is more epic than anything that they have shown at all with Halo Infinite. They're showing the story. They're showing amazing looking cinematics. They're showing character development. They're showing big wars. They're showing Master Chief facing off his unformidable enemies.
Mm-hmm.
Like the way Halo 5 is presented, huge battles, battling. Like, look at this. This is Halo 5. Halo Infinite looks like a dead game. Look at the Halo 5 right here. Just him walking around.
Halo 5 looks better than that, what we saw.
This was shown at E3. Like, this is analogous to the trash that they showed last year. This is Halo 5. And wait, it starts off slow. He's telling people where to go. New mechanism, squad control. Look at this epicness. Are you telling me we're going to get this in Halo Infinite? Telling me about rescue Marines and strongholds and kill AA guns? They showed you what a mission looked like. It was fighting a bunch of careless brutes aiming at you with no reaction. Look at all the stuff that's going on. This is Halo 5.
Even when they were getting stuck with grenades, they didn't react.
Oh my, it's horrible. But I want to see bigger and better of this. This is what I mean, like epic scenes, epic missions, things that I can't believe Master Chief is getting himself into. Just like Uncharted, just like God of War, just like Gears 5, Gears 4, Gears 3.
Honestly, I was really hoping for a big revamp in the gameplay with this game. And it doesn't look like we're going to get that.
Yeah. And the thing is that you can't even say 343. Like, 343 made this campaign. I blame Game Pass. I blame the new direction that Phil took the Xbox in as why Halo Infinite looks the way it does. That's what I blame. And nobody will do that because everybody loves their Phil Ness. But I don't. Because I see, as a true Xbox fan, I see what was shown. Phil went from making sandwiches of amazing caliber to giving me goddamn peanut butter and jelly bullshit and missing out on the bread.
You don't love Phil. Wait a minute.
No.
You don't have a Phil shrine in your house?
Bullshit. No. Whatever he did to save Xbox and all, this is not the Xbox that I want. This is what we were getting. And look at what we're getting now. We're getting screen arts and concept art after a game it's a year delayed.
He saved it, but he transformed it into something that, I don't recognize anymore.
I don't know. I don't know, man. Like, I can't see Master Chief doing bullshit fetch quest missions to go get Marines and bullshit. While, I want epic story. Like, I want Master Chief's story to. That's the whole point. Like with Cortana and stuff. Like, this is not a new IP. This is a story that's been building. Halsey was there. Cortana, Halsey's creator. Master Chief sees the creator of Cortana for the first time ever. We don't know why she lost her arm. I don't even know why. But, you're talking, and cross-gen development. That's right, Sam CTM. We're getting into that. I've been talking too long about Halo. I'm going on. There's a whole Halo show here. But, the thing is you don't have to be a diehard gamer and all that other stuff to see the evidence right in front of your face. Like, this is what Halo was. And now we're looking at friggin', again, this quality shit. It's all this weird stuff that their quality, cheap ass gaming they turned into.
Do you think they just don't have the talent?
These are the people that did it. Game? Look at the new enemy. It's crazy.
So Yeah, I mean, this game should not be coming to the Xbox One at all.
Oh no.
It should not be coming.
I've done this so many times, like the Halo 4 the Halo 4 video and stuff like that. Like, just look at how the other Halos were presented. Like, the Halos were presented with such class and such clarity and just such quality. Like,
they wouldn't have shown it off this way.
no, like, look, this is Halo 4 cinematics. Like, this is Halo 4. Like, are we gonna have these cinematics in the game? We got the dollar bill Joel in there with Master Chief. You know, look at these cinematics. This is Halo 4. This is on the 360. And tell me Halo wasn't a looker.
Man, Halo 4 on 360.
Like, look at the enemies. Look at the enemies. Like, this is Halo 4. Wait a second. Wait, this is Halo 4 on 360. I want to show you, like, enemies dodging and shit. Like, it's crazy. Like, look, this is the opening fight in Halo 4.
Yeah, the AI look really, really dumb.
Yeah, the AI, they look dumb. This is actually a campaign. This is not even the reveal here. But anyway, you get my point. I'm not going to belabor this anymore. And all I'm saying is that we're beyond a game that's supposed to be releasing and doing that stuff. So with that, we're going to combine these two. We're going to the Grinds table. We're going to go to the Grinds table for the final act here in the last section here. So I'm going to take this. We're going Greenberg, Tempered Expectations. We kind of alluded to that already. And Days Gone and the PC slate of PlayStation games going to PC. So with that, I'll put the timestamps in here, everybody. But now we're going to finish that Halo talk because the Grinds table is ready to go. So here we go. All right, so to piggyback off the that whole Halo talk and quality and stuff like that, Adam Greenberg came out and he did. There was a rumor going around. Did you hear the rumor? Link, did you hear it? What it was? Are you there?
What rumor?
There was a rumor that I don't know who started it, but there was some picking it up that Paul Thurrott, who follows Windows, he's a Windows follower. He's been following Windows, and he stated that that there's going to be a Microsoft event, like the next thing in gaming, it's called, in March 23rd.
Okay.
And then people were saying, well, this whole Bethesda deal is going to close in March. And people were thinking that Elden Ring, which I think, I don't know, who the hell's his name? That friggin', so first off, they think that that's going to be a showcase to talk about Bethesda. Then they think that Elden Ring was going to be showed there at March the 23rd event. So here's what this started here. And they thought that, and I think it was Jeff Grubb. I think he was saying something, but he never said when. He just said, oh, expect a trailer to drop on Elden Ring. But he didn't say at the showcase. But, you know, people will start making up things. Like, the people just start putting things together. They think Microsoft has these ace in the holes and that they're going to drop these bombshells. Elden Ring, Bethesda games, all exclusive forever to the end of time, and that this is going to happen. Well, news articles start coming out that showcase that March 23rd event, Microsoft's possible event. Microsoft never even announced it. It's called The Next Thing in Gaming. And Greenberg came out and wrote a tweet saying, and he responded to it, just to set expectations, this is not happening, speaking about the Elden Ring. He goes, there's always things we have in the works, but nothing coming soon that would feature game announcements or world premieres like this.
Mm-hmm.
So people just go, oh, Aaron Greenberg setting expectations. First off, does anybody read this goddamn guy? There are always things we have in the works, but nothing coming soon that would feature game announcements or world premieres like this. You mean like a significant game, like a big game,
Right? Big
announcement,
game, yeah. Big AAA game.
Yeah, which Nintendo had their showcase, Sony had their showcase. Microsoft, everybody's like, so Microsoft has to have a showcase too. So everybody thinks this March 23rd event is going to be their showcase. Just like, after that we're sorry about, the gameplay that we shown or didn't say that we shown. But the July event is going to be first party. And everybody was hyping up the July event, and that's where we got Craig. Like, it was a horrible flop. It was do or die, I remember, for a lot of people. But everybody, I guess, still dying on it because everybody said okay. But the thing that I took away from this is nothing coming soon that will feature game announcements and world premieres like this. So it sounds like it's E3. Because what people don't understand is that everything is virtual this year. March 23rd, the next thing in gaming is probably their GDC presentation. March and April is GDC, right around PAX, which that got delayed too. So basically, whatever they do in March, and it says the next thing in gaming, so they're going to talk about all their other stuff. Probably xCloud on the TV, probably xCloud on the iPhone, iPad through the browser, probably GameStack, which is their package of gaming that they want developers to use desperately. After UWP failed and all that other stuff, now they have a bunch of gaming tools that, like I said, they want people to work with Microsoft's tools, the PlayFab and Azure, and that's where they want gaming to go, in the cloud. And Phil, in his interview where people were counting the things on his shelf, that he bought Kojima, he bought Kojima's mom, Kojima's son, Kojima's family, he bought everybody. Phil just went over there and just said, he said he walked into Kojima Studios and he went into there and he just went like this now. He just said, you know what?
I've got news for you. You're mine now. You belong to me.
Then they think that Phil Spencer's going to walk over to Sega, open up the checkbook and go,
I've got news for you. You're mine now. You belong to me.
Then he's going to go over there and he's going to, who else did they say he's going to buy? He was going to buy, he wants to buy Burger King to make Sneak King 2. It's amazing. So he has to buy Burger King. He wants to make a sequel to Sneak King because that was such a huge hit. But Phil's just going around buying everybody like goddamn Pimp Daddy. But in that interview, Phil Spencer was saying, like, this whole thing of cloud gaming, he's not afraid to say cloud. Remember when he used to, like, talk about cloud and be like, it's just, I know it's a meme, like, because when we're talking about Crackdown, the power of the cloud, he'd be like, I don't like to say that, but like, now he's just hoarding it out now. Now everything's in the cloud now. It's all about this cloud gaming, and they can't get you to the cloud fast enough. It's going to be a GDC presentation about the tools. That's basically what's probably going to be about there. Maybe they show a game that's using it. Maybe they'll show Everwild. I don't know. Do they know what the game is of Everwild? I don't know. But Greenberg coming out now. What'd you say?
I don't think they know yet. I think they're still working on that.
Oh. Like, for Greenberg to come out on February 28th, on February 28th to be like, we have nothing coming soon that will feature game announcements or world premieres like this. Basically, they're saving whatever announcements they have on showcase or world premieres probably for E3. Their July showcase.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? That's what they do.
Anything big from them until
E3.
Around that time. Yeah, we may get updates about games they've already announced, but nothing substantial. Yeah.
Like obviously they have a lot of work to do because they talked about a bunch of games that are coming from their first parties, and if they ignore all those games and talk about like third-party deals or something like that, people are gonna be like, well, what happened to Avowed? What happened to Fable? What's going on with Perfect Dark? Drew Murray just left. Is that okay? Like, do they have some gameplay to show? Like, what's going on? Like, the problem is that they analyze games. Look at Hellblade 2. It was announced in July. It was announced in December of 2019. We haven't seen gameplay since. And we're now in March of 2021. Did anybody think that when they showed Hellblade 2, like, they were not going to see it again for next almost a year and a half? They didn't show gameplay in December. They showed some trailer.
No, that was gameplay, remember?
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't gameplay.
It was CGI running at 24 FPS.
Yes, it was CGI. Yeah, it wasn't gameplay. Nobody.
But they said it was in engine. It wasn't.
Oh, so was Halo.
That wasn't an engine. It was CGI. It wasn't.
Yeah, so was Halo on that thing. But
I
yeah,
feel lied about that.
So like the thing is that, as I stated before, I feel like that they don't have the time. Like they're losing mind share left. They've dug a hole, such a deep hole that I don't even know how they're gonna dig out of it. Like the thing is that they're saying that they're listening to people, but when people create this news, they're creating this hype because it's not that they just create this hype because they're just rabid fans. It's because they are hungry. People are starving for some big Xbox news. And that's why they're celebrating Bethesda. And it is going to be a huge blow. And I see a lot of like things going on online about people betting that Bethesda games are going to be exclusive forever and never go on anything. The thing is that people are like, you don't spend $7 billion, you're disruptive for $7 billion.
But you also don't spend that kind of money to not make it back. And if they just sell those games on the Xbox platform and on PC
and on Game Pass,
where when the biggest, well, they're not going to buy them on Xbox. It'll be Game Pass. When your biggest, and when you look at the sales, they sell the most on the PlayStation platform. Those games. So if you take it away from them, it just doesn't make sense for them to do that. I mean, if they did it, they do it. But it just doesn't make good business sense to take those games away. When they bought Minecraft, they didn't take it away from PlayStation. So
exactly, they didn't.
And then they put out Minecraft? What's that?
Dungeons. They put on
came
everything.
To PlayStation.
Everything.
They're
and a Switch.
Not really looking. I think they're looking at. I don't think they're looking at it the way some of the fanboys are looking at it as far as taking games. And Phil even says it. He's not interested in taking games away from other platforms. So I just don't think the Bethesda games are going to all of a sudden just be on Xbox only and PC. I don't know. I don't see that happening.
Yeah,
but it could.
It could.
I don't play their games anyway,
it should. If this was like the traditional things, like it should. And that's the thing.
Traditionally, if Sony made a deal like this, you wouldn't be questioning.
And that's where I think there's a lot of frustration where people are like, well, why Microsoft can't get this and others can. And I think that's a fanboy thing that Phil just doesn't do. Now, there's one point I wanted to make before I get onto the PC stuff. Phil did an interview. And I don't think I shared this on my show, so let me do this. So Phil did an interview here, and
ability, and how's that going to affect your?
The girl asks him here, so he talks about the deal, right? The deal of buying this stuff, of buying these games. Here's the girl. She asked the stuff.
So Phil, on that.
So she asks him, "What does this deal do for the other platforms? They have other games coming up to other platforms and stuff like that. So what does this deal do for that?" And listen to what he says. Or somebody wrote, Glinda says, "Do you think Microsoft would make a deal with Epic Games for Bethesda titles?" I do. That might be a good point too. You're right. It might be. They might do that too. Phil didn't say shit. Active says he was only willing to take the D. Oh shit. Oh damn it. But anyway, so this is what Phil says when this deal made then, right? So let me just preface this one other last thing because I saw this going around. I wanted to put it on the grind table just to like try and talk about it before I get into the thing, but. One thing I wanted to say, because I've been thinking about this, is that he basically talks now. This is September when this was the day before pre-orders of the Series S, right? The Series X. He comes out and talks about this thing. So listen to what he confirms Because people think that in March, when he comes out and does this deal, and I think I was joking about this on Salty's podcast, somebody else I was talking about it, was like, he thinks that this is like, everybody thinks that this thing is like a WWE contract signing. Like, here he comes, Phil. Like, and they're going to come in and they're going to do all this signing and shit. Like, and they think that once he signs that deal and he flips over the table and you know, does the rock bottom to goddamn Todd Howard and then throws his people's elbow on Todd Howard and says, I own you now, bitch. That he's going to say, all your games belong to me. They're all exclusive to Xbox. Let's go. But think about it. Listen to what he said in September. If all those games were exclusive, why would you... Listen to what he says. Here we go.
Is that cloud game streaming apps are actually not allowed. It's built for us this access to on the devices they own. Games community.
Where is it?
That's our goal.
Damn it, Phil.
So, Phil, on that note, then, how will this affect the launch of future games? I know that ZeniMax was developing one for PS5 exclusively. Does that stay intact, or is that going to change after this deal?
Yeah, the commitments we've already made with the gamers out there on the games that people know about, we will continue with those commitments. The thing this is...
So, there it is. Okay, now, this is the part. So, he says that all the deals that we made already, we're going to continue to do it. Fine. Hear what he says next. What it's really about. The purchase of Bethesda.
Those commitments. The thing this is really about is a huge investment in our Xbox community. They know that the great games coming from ZeniMax and all of those studios, we're now at over 23 studios inside of Xbox, those games will be able to come to the Xbox community. They'll come to Game Pass day and date, and people will have just an amazing collection of great games to continue to play on Xbox.
Do you hear that?
Amazing collection of great games.
I can't hear it.
You can't hear it. I'll summarize what he said.
And people have just an amazing...
He says...
to Game Pass day and date.
He confirms Game Pass day and date. They didn't sign the deal. They don't own them. How is he confirming Xbox day and date in September, but waiting to tell you they're exclusive until the deal's signed in March? He would say it right here. But he says right there what it's really about. And you hear, and this is why I kind of build this up to be like, it's all about Game Pass. That's right, Sergeant. It's all about Game Pass. He says it's about bringing to the Xbox community, knowing that the Bethesda games are coming to their platform and that it's coming to Game Pass day and date. That's what it's really about. He doesn't say about it's only coming to Xbox. And what the girl doesn't follow up, the interviewer doesn't follow up for, is that all these Bethesda games were already going to Xbox. That's where this is a third-party studio. Microsoft was not going to not get these games. The only thing that I could think of is that maybe Google was eyeing Bethesda up, and maybe if Google bought Bethesda, then Xbox people, like, we would not get these games. But we don't know that. But the way he makes it sound is like, now that we bought Bethesda, their games will come to us. But Bethesda games always came to your platform, except for the couple that Sony bought. Unless Sony was looking to buy Bethesda and take these games away. But it sounded like somebody was going to buy Bethesda and take away the games from Phil. And Phil said, I'm buying you. And by buying you, I confirmed that the games are coming to Xbox and that it's coming to Game Pass day and date. But that's what he says. And he says what it's really about. He doesn't say that these games are only coming to Xbox. He can say it right here. What does it matter? You bought them. But you already dropped the details. You know before that deal is signed in March, those games are coming into Game Pass. So, Link, he says it in September, these games are coming into Game Pass. Why do people think that he's holding off, like, all Bethesda games are going to be exclusive? Like, why wouldn't he say it then?
I mean, it would, if he was planning to make this content exclusive to bolster the Xbox lineup, I just don't see why they wouldn't say it.
Exactly. Why would they hold on to that?
Why would you take these games away from the largest base of players that buy these games?
That's why. What he says is it goes exactly what you're saying. He says because he says right here.
Max was developing one for
he says
PS5
what it's really
exclusively.
about.
Does that stay intact, or is that going to change after this deal?
Yeah, the commitments we've already
Yeah,
made
I mean,
with the
it's
gamers
really
out there on
about
the games that people
putting
know
them
about,
on
we
Game
will
Pass
continue
day
with
and
those
date.
commitments.
Yeah, he says the thing that it's really about.
The thing this is really about is a huge investment in our
Xbox community, knowing that Bethesda games will be arriving here and be day one in Game Pass. That's what he said. What this is really about. Can you get any clearer than that?
Xbox community. They know that the great games coming from ZeniMax and all of those studios, we're now at over 23 studios inside of Xbox. Those games will be able to come to the Xbox community. They'll come to Game Pass day and date, and people will have just an amazing collection of great games to continue to play on Xbox.
Yay. Dude, all right. If they're exclusive, they're exclusive. They should be exclusive. But people are going to be really hurt, dude, if they're not exclusive. Then they're going to be like, these studio purchases are bullshit. But the thing is Link, why Psychonauts? Even Psychonauts is not as big as Bethesda games. Psychonauts, that game was supposed to come out last year. That's still multi-platform. Minecraft Dungeons. That was owned by them, Mojang, they made that game and they put it on everything. Like, even what is the other game? Not Warframe. What the hell is it? Wasteland 3.
Mm-hmm.
That went everywhere.
Wasteland, yep.
That went everywhere. They could. Why
What's
didn't
that
they lock
other
that
game?
down?
That freaking gosh dang it! The team who made the old Fallout New Vegas,
Obsidian Outer Worlds.
Outer Worlds.
They didn't take that away either. But now that was published by somebody else, though.
True, that's true.
So Minecraft
true.
Dungeons is a real like head scratcher. Psychonauts too.
They may not put every single thing, but I don't see them taking Fallout or Elder Scrolls off of PlayStation. Those are big.
Or even Starfield. That was announced 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm. I don't think anything has been announced or any of these bigger franchises. That would just be leaving millions and millions and millions of dollars on the table.
Yeah. Like, I don't know.
And they're conditioning their player base to not even care about exclusivity anyway. So,
I know, dude. I know.
I mean, so why would they care about it?
Well, now everybody cares. Now they want. Now they're championing exclusives, going, you don't spend $7 billion on not making it exclusive. And it's like, meanwhile, Sony gets these timed exclusives. Sony gets exclusives. They're like, exclusives are anti-consumer. They're missing out on big money. Well, we're going to talk about that for the final part. Sony Games and Jim Ryan, who I like to refer to him as Jim Gordon Ramsay. Guy is goddamn Gordon friggin' Ramsay. He's putting PlayStation games on the PC. Whole slate, he said. In his interview, Jim Ness, here he is. Jim Ryan, Gordon Ramsay himself. Where's my beef Wellington? Donkey! Basically, he goes, we're going right. I want to talk about the PSVR stuff. I'm excited about it. They didn't show anything about it, but they say it's going to be one cord. I'm hyped. I want to see more of it, so I'm not going to talk too much about PSVR, but I'm glad it's confirmed. And maybe it might be an E3 kind of showing thing, and I think they're going to have a bunch of good lineups because he was talking about it. But, and I think they're going to add some cool new stuff to PSVR. It's going to be wired, unfortunately, not wireless, but I think that's to ensure a clean thing because I tell you, wireless technology, if it's wired, but it's like HDMI wireless transfer, because they're not going to make a mobile platform of the VR. They're not going to do like what Oculus is doing and put like a Snapdragon thing inside the VR. They're going to make a full-powered PC VR, and all full-powered PC VR, Oculus and all of them you got to plug in. But yeah, they have some wireless HDMI adapters and stuff like that. But if you get some messed up like video feeds and stuff like that in the headset, that can mess you up and ruin your whole day. So I think that they're basically, for cost measurements, probably doing the wire for that. But I do think there's going to be some cool things to do with the controller. They're patented the controller for a lot of cool things. And I think with that 3D technology, that adaptive feedback and stuff, we're going to have some crazy experiences on PSVR. I can't wait. So they came to him with the PS. They said, here you go. GQ, because he is a spiff daddy. This is following on the publishing of Horizon Zero Dawn. So here we go. Where is it? Right here. Here's the big thing that caused a commotion.
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough. So releasing PlayStation games on PC was something that Sony held back for a long time. Now it sounds like you're very much on that bandwagon. What changed? He says, I think a few things changed. We find ourselves now in early 2021 with our development studios and games that they make in better shape than they ever been before. So I think he's happy. It sounds like he's happy with where the studios are, what they're working on. And, it doesn't seem like anybody's in developmental hell, unlike the aforementioned Phil Ness at his studios. He has 20 people. He pulled the coalition over to start working on Halo. He's like, God damn it, make a weapon.
Mm-hmm.
Particularly, and so it means maybe they have that extra time to do this stuff. Particularly from the later half of PlayStation 4 cycle, our studios made some wonderful, great games. There's an opportunity to expose those great games to a wider audience and recognize the economics of game development, which is not always straightforward. The cost of making games goes up with each cycle as the caliber of IP is improved. Also, our ease of making available to non-console owners has grown. So a fairly straightforward decision. This is following the Horizon Zero Dawn on PC. He says, we assessed and exercised this in two ways. Firstly, in terms of the straightforward success of the activity, publishing a game on PC, people liked it and they bought it. We also looked at it through the lens of the PlayStation community and thought about it. There was no massive adverse reaction to it, so we'll continue to take the mission in this direction. So, and then also, too, they've grown their online multiplayer and stuff like that. So this is the big fuss. And then they say that, Days Gone will be one of the first games, and there's a whole slate of games that are going to be coming. I think a lot of those, and he's mentioned, the later half of the PlayStation 4 cycle.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about the Sony games going to PC? Or the ones that they announced, or what possibly could go?
I don't like them putting any games on PC.
Okay.
But I do, from a business standpoint, I do understand why and how they're doing it.
Uh-huh.
They're taking IPs that have been out for a few years that aren't selling anymore. These IPs aren't really making them any more money. They pretty much done whatever they can do on the PlayStation console. And now they're kind of shoveling them over to PC to make a little bit of extra revenue on these titles. Now, do I like this? No. But I can stomach this because they're not developing. This is the difference between what Sony is doing and Microsoft is doing. They're not taking a game and developing it day in, day on PC.
Mm-hmm.
These games are going to fully utilize the PS5. Okay. And then, not PS5, but they're taking older PS4 titles and moving them over to PC. So they're just taking these IPs that aren't selling anymore. Games like Days Gone that are in the PlayStation Plus collection. So if you own a PS5, you're not buying these older games. So they're just taking older titles that are not generating any more revenue for them and putting them on PC. No, I don't like it, but I can understand why they're doing it. I'm not waiting 2 years to play a game, and I have no desire to play on the PC. So for me, this doesn't affect me, but I can understand why they're doing it. It does devalue the PlayStation brand a little because it's not exclusive anymore. But what they may realize is that these games may sell, Horizon. What did Horizon sell, like, 750,000 or something the first month or something? I mean, it was decent, but it was nowhere near the numbers they got on PlayStation. It sold, like, in a week, I think it was the highest selling new IP, fastest selling new IP ever for Sony. But, yeah, the games are not going to sell anywhere near what they sold on PlayStation because there's a huge piracy problem on PC. So you'll get an initial burst of people buying the game for the first month, and then after that, it'll probably fall off. But hey, if you can sell 1 million copies of Days Gone, that's 1 million more sales. So if it's 2 years or whatever, I'm okay with it. Maybe the window will shrink. And like I said, if they do it this way, it's not going to generate a big fuss from the base. There are going to be some people that's not going to like it, but day and date, I don't agree with at all. I just think developing the game for console and all these different PC configuration is going to affect the quality of the game. So day and date would definitely be a bad decision.
Yeah. I agree. I agree with what you said. Definitely. Like, I do think that, it definitely, it does. It definitely, because I saw some people react like it definitely hurts a little bit that, these games were on the platform and now they're going to another platform where Sony really never traditionally did this with a lot of their big IP. Maybe with some little indie games or smaller games, they would do that, put them on PC or something like that, but not with the big ones. The thing is like, you said it correctly. Like, you said it the same way I feel. Like, the thing is that there's a lot of people that, would just say they're doing the same thing as Microsoft and call it a day. And they're not. At least for now. We don't know in 5 years all that other stuff that's going on.
The reason why I don't think they're interested in doing day and date, because the console is still their main focus.
And the games are selling.
Their main focus, right. Their game sell. Their main focus is not reaching billions of gamers. Not saying that they don't want to do that, but they do realize that they have a strong brand and that their fans are very loyal and they purchase games. So they're still going to focus on the PlayStation fan base initially. So doing day and date, I know people are saying, well, if you even start putting it on PC, you might as well do it day and date. But porting a game over 2 years after it's been on PlayStation is a huge difference from developing it side by side with a PC version. There's a huge difference.
And I'll tell you an example. So Halo Combat Evolved came out in 2001 for the Xbox original. About 2 years later, in 2003, it was on PC, developed by Gearbox. Like, they put Halo on PC a few years later. They put Gears on PC a few years later. Like, they didn't put them in some bullshit store. They put Gears of War on PC. Like, they did this. This has been going on in a while, and nobody went bonkers going, this is over. Right. It was only because Microsoft did this. Microsoft 5 years ago said unifying PC and Xbox One platforms. They unified their two platforms of PC and Xbox One, and they were trying to do it with UWA or UWA, the Universal Windows Platform, and UWP, and making one app to work on both things, just like they tried with Windows Phone and failed. Microsoft wanted to combine Windows 10 PCs and Xbox. And if you look at it, look where all the updates came. Windows Anniversary 10 update on August 2nd, 2016. They basically said, gamers can unite and enjoy. So they said it right here. Like they said, Xbox Play Anywhere program. You can play the game once on your PC and on Xbox. Shared progress. Xbox Play Anywhere games. Unified store. Xbox One gamers could use Cortana. Top fan requests for Xbox One, such as language. You could do party chat, voice chatting. They basically made the PC and Xbox, which caused articles like this to be written. Microsoft's strategy of putting Xbox One exclusives on Windows 10 is counterproductive. Putting games on the same day on Windows 10 that causes cross-platform development of your studios. And you see, look at the article that we saw before with what what's the names are saying? The Halo guys. We're making sure this works on all platforms. They're talking about in the cloud, they're talking about PC, and they're stretched too thin. They're stretched too thin. And the thing is what I say is, like, you put bleeding edge on everything under the sun. It was on xCloud. It was on PC, and it was on a trillion PCs, and it was on all your Xbox platforms. And still, less than a year later, you stop support for it, and you just say it's done. So what was the benefit of putting this on a huge platform with all trillion people to play this game, the billions of people that have access to this game, and not even for buying it, just for $1 or a $10 payment, and still the game fails?
And targeting a closed platform, a specific piece of hardware, is different than designing a game for all these different PC configurations. And I've heard the excuse, games are designed on the PC. That's correct, but they're still targeting one set of
fixed piece of hardware.
A fixed piece of hardware that is not the same as making a game to run on all these different PC configurations. Yeah, they can do it, but it's going to diminish the quality of the game because it's going to run on a low spec PC all the way up to a high spec PC.
Yep.
You can only scale graphic fidelity and performance. You can't scale the core game. And another thing too, they made a big deal about this SSD on this PS5.
Yes.
If you're going to start putting games day and date, let's just say, like people are saying it's going to happen, well, you're not going to be able to totally utilize this hardware that you ranted and raved about, because
it's counterproductive.
There are going to be people on PC that still have mechanical hard drives or have solid state drives that are nowhere near as fast as the one that's in the PS5. So what do you do with your game design when you're hampered by these low spec PCs? Because unfortunately, there's only a small percentage of PC gamers that have these high-end rigs. Most people are playing on mid-range PCs.
Exactly. It takes a lot to run 4K and all that other stuff. It takes a high,
so you think The Last of Us Part 2, take a game like The Last of Us Part 2, probably one of the best-looking video games to date, would look the way it looked if they put that, not saying it wouldn't look good on PC, but if that game was designed for PlayStation and PC, do you honestly think it would look the way it does?
No. Like, the thing is like, these games, and this is where I said, like, with the hardware and stuff, and you notice in Jim Ryan's article, he's talking about the later half of the PS4 cycle. He doesn't say anything about PlayStation 5 games. He says, we had some great games in the later half of the PlayStation 4. The reason why I wanted to bring up this whole, like, all these people and all this, people are like, oh, it's the money. He wants all this, Sony wants all that PC money. If Sony wanted all that PC money, why would they use Days Gone? Why wouldn't they start with, like, get Uncharted 4 on PC, get God of War on PC? If they really wanted PC money, you would put big games that people want to play on there.
You would just drop the big hammer. Yeah. You would drop the God of War.
You're not going to do Days Gone and say, oh.
You would drop a Bloodborne. You would drop, you know what I'm saying? And I agree, you know, it is easier now to port these games over to PC than it was, say, on PS3, because now it's x86, and it's much easier to port the games over. But the only way I see Sony going day and date is if they've totally given up on the hardware.
Exactly. Or their games stop selling. That's basically what it is.
They stop selling, which they're making record profits. Their games sell very well. Their exclusive games sell very well.
Jemiah is challenging. He says, dude really overselling the console's power. Come on, Link. Oh, Jemiah.
Nobody's overselling console power. We're talking about developing games for multiple hardware configurations. It has nothing to do with power. PC, yes, is going to be a more powerful platform. But what I'm telling you is, what PC exclusive looks like God of War or The Last of Us Part 2?
Yeah.
What PC exclusive? Name me a PC
money.
exclusive that is on the level of those games on a 1.8 teraflop console. I'll wait.
Yeah, on that power too, like for that power for that stuff. I know.
I'm waiting. I mean, what you know what I mean? Like, we got to be realistic here. We can't just be. I know Jemiah loves PC, but he's also got to be.
Jemiah, this is what Jemiah's playing right here. Hold on, Jemiah. Here's Jemiah.
Yeah, PC.
Jemiah's playing this, the bootleg God of War, Valheim.
Look at those games.
There you
Come
go.
on, man.
Give me my 4080 Ti, the leather jacket edition. You're playing $20 Valheim. This is what the
that a
power
PC
of PC
exclusive?
gives you. Hey, it is $20 gaming preview, missing assets.
Yeah.
This is
That
what
game
PC
is-
dudes are playing right now. This is what they're playing. This is the hotness.
I heard it was a hot game on PC.
I want to try it, though. They build houses. There it is. There it is. Oh, look at this. You can get, look at this. But the thing is that the reason why I think it's always funny about PC is that, like, it's like this oozing machismo to get this most powerful graphics card. Thousands of dollars dropping on a rig. But then when you see the most popular games, the things that people are driving to, they're $20 preview games. They're Among Us. They like these Sony games coming to PC because guess what, PC? You can run your benchmarks. And you can see that the $1,000 3080 Ti that you bought could run at 30 frames per second or 60 frames per second at super, friggin' textures.
Mm-hmm. But you're not getting a different game. It's still the
Same game. I'm joking about Valheim. I'm going to try it out.
Yeah, it's going to run a higher resolution, probably some higher settings. Yeah, probably a higher frame rate. But, I mean, yeah. If I was a PC only gamer, and I had to play the kind of stuff that you just showed, I would want PlayStation to put their games over there too, because
of course. Of course.
PC exclusives are
dude, man. Steam,
Oh
yeah, I'm telling you, man. It's all about the Valheim right
Dota,
now.
League of Legends,
Yeah.
CS:GO. Come on, guys.
I'll get you on with that PC. But I'm telling you, I'm not saying PC gaming is bad. I'm not saying, you know what?
Oh, Jemiah's at work.
He's at work. He's working. He has to pay off that friggin' 3080 Ti to get Valheim running at 60 frames.
Here the cap for the PC.
I have two gaming PC. I just got a gaming PC. Dude, it's great. PC. I like it. It's fine.
I built a gaming rig to play Crysis back in the day, and I looked at it, but I never. You know what's crazy? It's like I built the PC, right? So I could play these games at higher frame rates, higher resolutions, and playing games like Crysis or BioShock way better than where it looked on the console. And yes, playing at the higher frame rate with the higher fidelity was appealing, but I just ended up I wanted to see how many frames I was getting.
That's the game, baby.
And then that was it.
That's the game.
I didn't play the games. I wasn't finishing the games. So, I mean, it was just constant. And then if I wasn't getting enough frames, I needed to upgrade my CPU. It was just like, what am I doing? I'm playing these games.
He says if PC guys wanted those games so much, they would sell tens of millions. Are you saying Valheim? I don't know. I think he's talking about the. What is he talking about? Is he talking about the PS4 games? I don't know. I hope he's not talking about Valheim.
No, they like games like Valheim and League of Legends and Dota. That's the kind of stuff they like.
Counter-Strike at 300 frames.
CS:GO.
CS:GO at 300 frames.
Like a Nintendo 64 game playing at 300 frames. Yeah.
Listen, this is the thing. I'm gonna give it to you real deal because this is the goddamn gaming grindhouse. I have a gaming PC. I tell you as a consumer, right? If somebody comes to me, if somebody says, you know what? I'll wait for all those Sony games to come to PC. I'll wait. You're not in the conversation. You're not in the conversation, Link?
If you really want to play these games, would you wait?
Nope. That's my point. That's the point. If you say, I'm going to wait a couple years to play Days Gone, well, guess what? You're not in the conversation. You want to know why? Because you don't give a shit about Days Gone.
I mean, you can spend all this money on a graphics card and a CPU, but you can't buy a PlayStation console.
They don't want to. Because of the
they don't want to play.
They don't want. Listen, PC guys don't want to lose the control of controlling the game, and I totally understand.
Let me tell you,
you don't want a dev to tell you, this is what I could do on your system. They want to do it themselves. They want to overclock. They want to tweak.
When Horizon
mono CPU temperatures.
When Horizon came to PC, guess what I saw on Twitter? a whole bunch of screenshots and benchmarks, and oh, I can play in ultra wide. How many people put up that they finished the game?
Exactly.
Did they finish?
Nah.
Did they finish this game?
No,
Did they
people
play this
bought
game?
it because they like the message of Sony games going there. Which is, you know
I better
what?
buy
I
it.
think that's stupid. If you got extra money like that, I'll set up a PayPal. You can give me the money. You know, if you guys have extra money just to say, I want games to come in there, so I'm just going to buy old ass Sony games and not play them, you know. But Jeremiah says, Horizon Zero Dawn, Days Gone, Detroit, Death Stranding all sold like shit on PC. Exactly. Death Stranding didn't sell that. Like, that's the thing, because PC, the thing is that Sony is looking at the barrel and they're going, what is Days Gone doing right now? He says he's happy with what the studio's. What is Days Gone doing right now? It's sitting there in PlayStation Plus for friggin' free. $10. You know what?
No one's buying the game.
Nobody's buying a PlayStation 4 for Days Gone now.
Well.
Not now,
It
no.
sold very well.
Yeah.
But it's done what it's gonna do.
It did what,
I mean,
exactly. It did what
may
it had to do.
sell, and then some PS4 users may buy a few copies, but it's not enough to really make a difference.
Yeah, and know what else? Know what else, Link? They can't charge $40, $50 again for Days Gone. But
No,
guess
they
where they
can't,
can? Guess where they
PC.
can? PC. Eat it up, guys.
this
Go
is-
get your go to your CD keys.
But look, doesn't PC have the largest consumer base out of everyone?
Yes, it has like 1
But
trillion.
I
How many Windows 10
guarantee
devices?
these games- I guarantee these games sell way less on PC than they do on the console.
Well, you saw Horizon Zero Dawn sold like, I think they said what, 800,000. They didn't even crack a million. It was like 700,000.
yeah.
But it was 700,000 at
great,
$40
but
though,
that
when the
ain't-
game was going for
that ain't
$10
like-
on PlayStation.
2.8 million in a week or something like it did. So I mean, come on, we got to be real. Miles Morales was sold what 4.2 million copies. Come on,
There are
Like,
1
we gotta
billion
be-
Windows 10 devices out there. And that's not all gaming PCs, but there's 1 billion people have access. Windows 10, they have access to Steam. 1 billion Windows 10 devices out there. Now, I'm sure some are enterprise. They can't play games on them. But that is a big install base to put a game on and not even crack a million. You have 1 billion devices out there. So, you know, when Phil says he's putting games on PC, which, again, this is the difference with the strategies. Microsoft wanted PC to be Xbox. They put the friends list there. They put their games. And what I highlighted here was that, where was it? I highlighted it here. The difference is that Microsoft, in their positioning, basically, I know why I see this as, yeah, because I'm looking at that. Hold on. Yeah, see, Microsoft said here, they put all their Xbox One exclusives on PC. PC versions in the works of Dead Rising 3, Titanfall, Ori, Gears of War Ultimate, Killer Instinct, Scream Ride. Oh my God, remember that game? Cobalt, Quantum Break. But then what they did, upcoming titles such as Fable Legends, which wound up getting canceled, Halo Wars 2, which they're never making another Halo Wars right now, they said. They said they're done with that. Sea of Thieves, The Housefly That Never Dies, 3 years later. And Recore. They made a remastered version of the game that nobody wanted. So, again, not great games, but the thing is the future. Microsoft came out before the games were even shown, announced, or anything like that, and said everything's coming to PC. Windows 10, it's all coming. Sony's not doing that at all. Because that message, and that's why this article stated that is counterproductive, because you're trying to sell a piece of hardware with the content, but you're putting the content on PC at the same day that will play the content better than the hardware that you're trying to sell. So you're really not you're shooting you're cutting your nose off to spite your face. Like, you're really hurting the need for your console, because you just said all your future games are coming. And this is the problem I always had with Microsoft, is the Phil Ness, that's right, Pug. The problem I've had with them is that they tell you all this stuff. xCloud is going to be on TVs. You're going to be, all our games are going to Game Pass. Bethesda games are all in the Game Pass, day and date. He keeps telling you this stuff, but then I go, Phil, what the fuck does Starfield look like? What the hell is Avowed? Why does Halo look like shit? You know, when you talk about the content, they huddle up and go in a corner somewhere and be all shady and showing screenshots and concept art. But Phil's proud. He will be so happy to tell you about xCloud and where it's going to be on Samsung TVs in less than a year. He'll talk all about that shit. He'll talk about all it's going to come to Android phones, and it's going to be on iPads, and it's going to be on my assholes, and all this other shit. He can't wait to tell you where to play these games. Oh, PC, guess what? That Windows 10 store sucks. We're going to put it on Steam. Oh, well, I guess you broke your ecosystem then, right? Because remember, it was Windows 10 and Xbox with the same system. It was all the same home. Oh, and then all of a sudden they said that's not working because nobody gives a shit about Windows 10 store. Now we put it on Steam.
They had to start putting their stuff on Steam.
They had to. And that's where they saw success, right?
Yeah, because a lot of people didn't want to leave Steam.
No.
And then also the Windows 10 version of the games seem to run way worse.
Exactly. You don't have access to all that stuff.
How does your version run worse? That doesn't even make any sense.
Mm-hmm. The Universal Windows Platform. Remember that? The UWP. This is something. This is what I wanted to show everybody, because this is an example of like when you're hyping up xCloud and hyping up Microsoft is going to win and Microsoft's going to do stuff. Just look at the past. Given Microsoft's promoting UWP as a catch-all platform for Windows 10 that encompasses Xbox One, this doesn't mean in terms of support for the console hardware. As it stands corrected, if you're making an Xbox One game, you could be sure that whatever kind of hardware it's running, if developers are forced to end the UWA route, it is going to be the case in certain bullshit. They were pushing UWP in 25 years ago, and it's dead. They wanted UWP.
What is it, GDK now?
The UWA, it was a Universal Windows Applications and Windows Platform. It was all this universal package where it was like a shell. And basically what it'll do is it'll make the game work. This was the whole Play Anywhere thing. UWP apps and Windows Universal Platform and all this thing where it works on Windows 10. Well, guess what? Nobody used the goddamn Windows 10 store. So guess what Microsoft had to do? Just like Groove Music, just like Mixer, just like Zune, just like everything else, just like the Microsoft Band, all this other stuff, just like Connect. What did they have to do? They had to cancel it and pivot.
They cancel it.
Gears 4.
And they will cancel.
Yeah, Gears 4 took over 500 days to hack with UWP because they locked away all those file sizes. Gears 5 was cracked in 1 day. Or 2 days, I think. It was like 24 hours. Because they used not UWP, they used it for Steam. So they had to put it on Steam, so they used a different shell for that. And it got cracked in 1 day. So they ruined the risk of piracy because nobody wanted the Windows 10 store. They wanted to create a Mac app store. They wanted to create a secure environment, more specifically for their tablets, or more specifically for their mobile solution. Because, again, they don't have a mobile solution. That's why they're jacking off Android and friggin' iPhone, because they got to be a leech. They got to leech off of them. But this is what Microsoft is doing. What Sony is doing is none of that shit.
None of that.
Dude is like,
Sony
they're not doing any of that shit. None of that stuff is even alluded to in here.
Microsoft just straight dives in head first, you know?
Yeah. Look at all this stuff. This was all 2016, and guess what happened? When they were all talking about this stuff, look at the games that were coming out. That's another problem. It wasn't just them putting the games on PC, and I think B-Rap said this on Crossfire. He was like, or he said to Luca or something like that. He basically said, like, maybe it wasn't just them putting the games on PC that killed Xbox. Maybe it was just that the quality of games wasn't desirable. And he's damn right. The games were trash when Microsoft started talking out their ass about this universal platform, and they still are trying to crawl out of that hole. But look at all this stuff when Microsoft was putting games on PC. So when people are going like, Sony's doing the same thing. Look at this, what they did. This is just a little bit of it.
They want Sony to do the same thing.
They want to, because then they think that, I'm going to tell you, if Sony does do the same thing that Microsoft does, Microsoft still loses. Because they don't have the games that people want to play. If Sony puts God of War on PC right next to goddamn Sea of Thieves, guess who's selling more? So Microsoft still loses. So no way does Microsoft win, no matter if Sony says, here, screw the PlayStation platform, put everything on PC. Sony still wins with their games. Microsoft has yet to prove that they can make a goddamn game that's worth a damn for anybody. And this has been going on for 5 years now. So, you tell me. Sony says we're going to the cloud. You can play God of War on the cloud. You can play the next God of War on the cloud. Last of Us 3 on the cloud. Guess what? xCloud's done. Nobody gives a shit about Recore 2. Nobody gives a shit about Grounded with the fucking bees that they added in mosquitoes. Nobody cares about that shit. So, put it this way. If Sony does do, and Nintendo as well, if they do anything what Microsoft is doing, Microsoft still loses. So, stop celebrating this and thinking like means that Microsoft is going to win anything. The only way Microsoft is going to win anything is by putting out games that people want to play. Not mediocre Game Pass things, not a box of Pop-Tarts with 12 months free. No. It's going to come down to the first-party content. And if Sony decides to get a whiff of that stuff and do the same thing, Microsoft still loses. So, you're celebrating the wrong thing. What you got to do is tell Phil to start making some goddamn games and stop telling me where I could play, where I could take a shit. Show me the games.
The game is, what are they going to acquire next?
Exactly. That's the game. What are they going to buy next? That's the thing. Why?
RDNA 2. You can't play RDNA 2.
RDNA 2, 1.5.
Where's the game?
Exactly. Where are the games? I want to know. No. It's who they're going to buy next. Every podcast, every tweet, who they're going to buy next. They're going to buy Sega. You know what? I don't want Microsoft to buy this stuff. You want to know why? Because Microsoft is a fucking graveyard. They kill everything. Yeah. Ask Skype how they're doing. How's Skype? You know what? While you're at about Microsoft buying stuff, ask Beam. How's Beam doing? Remember Beam's technology? Oh, the streaming service and all this other stuff. You could control you could play a streamer's game with the technology of Beam. We're using Beam to deliver the stuff. Turned into Mixer. How's that doing? How's Beam? How's UWP doing? How's Kinect doing? They bought that technology too. How did that do? So stop asking them to buy stuff, because you want to know what the biggest slap in the face is? You got, from the PlayStation Showcase, you got the friggin' Deathloop, and you got Ghostwire Tokyo. 2 Bethesda games coming exclusively to the PlayStation platform. The thing that you're questioning about. And that's the thing. Microsoft spends $7.5 billion to buy a company, yet Sony didn't buy the company at all and got the exclusives. And with $7.5 billion being spent, there's still a question mark whether those games are going to be only on an Xbox platform, which encompasses PC and console. That's the question. Sony didn't have to close any deal. Sony didn't have to make an announcement that they're going to buy Bethesda. Sony didn't have to have an interview with MSNBC. Jim Ryan and his Gordon Ramsay ass didn't have to get on there and say, I'm buying these studios to get exclusives to my platform. No. And even when Phil had his stupid, crummy-ass face on there, he still didn't commit that they're exclusive at all. He said they're coming to Game Pass day one. Shit. How he could say that but not say they're exclusive? He says, all your games are coming to my subscription service. That's what it's really about. But he doesn't want to say they're exclusive to the subscription service? Wise up. All right? You don't need to buy studios to get games. Because that's the problem. I think Phil and them has coached people to realize that Microsoft needs to buy studios in order for Xbox to get games. And that's fallacy. That's incorrect. Nobody else has to buy studios to get games. Sony didn't have to buy Bethesda or Square Enix.
Look at Insomniac. They put out Spider-Man. They put out Miles Morales.
They put out Spider-Man before Sony even bought them.
I know, but what I'm saying, their output, and they're going to be putting out Ratchet and Clank. What is up with Microsoft Studios not being able to put out content?
Exactly. That's the question that people need to ask. Like, instead, everybody's like, buy somebody. Buy somebody. Why? You have 23 studios and 0 games. You have 23 studios, and we're getting screenshots and concept art for Halo, which has been in development for over 6 years, and was supposed to be out in November. You're telling me Compulsion Games doesn't have shit to play? What have they been doing for the last 3 years? Compulsion. They put that
Yeah, what are
goddamn
they
game
doing?
out in preview with that friggin' that Happy Few. They didn't even come out. Where's the DLC expansions upgrade? What are they
Who
doing?
put out Grounded? Which studio put out Grounded?
That's Obsidian. They
What
put
else
out
are they
Outer Worlds, and now they're making Avowed because the B team was making Grounded. The A team is making Avowed.
Okay, I got you. Yeah, I'm interested in that. That looks pretty cool.
What it is. And then is it going to be like Elder Scrolls? Because Bethesda, they bought 2, and they make Elder Scrolls. So is this going to be a versus off?
That team didn't work on a lot of Bethesda stuff.
No shit.
So,
Isn't there a lot of redundancy here? Like, you got Avowed
There's some
looking like an Elder
redundancy.
Scrolls, and then you got Bethesda who's going to make Elder Scrolls. And then you got Playground Games making Fable, another fantasy open world game. So here we go. Like, that's the roadmap that Microsoft has. Oh, and then we got a first-person sci-fi shooter with Perfect Dark, but also you have Halo. First-person sci-fi. Like, and you got Perfect Dark being made by a brand new group of people who they just lost Drew Murray. And
Okay.
you got Rare sitting there making a game that nobody knows what the game is.
Why would you build a new studio? Why would you build a new studio to turn around and make an old IP?
I don't know. And
What do
why
you
would
want
Drew
the
Murray
new
be there for
studio
2
working on
years,
this?
dude? Build up a studio of 45 people, which
mean,
we're
that's
already at double banger status. Shout out to the 61 over watching. And then leave right after he showed his game or
Didn't he
showed
go
a
back
trailer.
to,
He went back to Insomniac.
yeah.
Like, isn't that suspicious? Gears people Coalition. What's Coalition doing? They made Gears 5 2 years ago. They came out with Operation 6, which is the old ass agent guy from the first game, and a bunch of skins that are like $5-6 each. It's the laziest up. I'm like, what the hell are they doing? That's what they're doing. And they made a 3-hour Hive Busters. Perfect Dark's not third person. Sorry, Captain Crunch. Sorry. Did you watch the video? Perfect Dark video? Sorry. I know one. This is a side thing, but no, Perfect Dark is a first person. It sounds like
I
don't
get excited for these CGI trailers.
Oh no,
I
here's
just
the
want to see
interview.
some gameplay.
Here's the interview. Perfect Dark, right? Drew Murray's
Ground up in a new location takes time.
When I started the studio, we were just a couple of
I just
game
wanna
makers
just to
in a
let
very
Captain Crunch
small
know.
room in Santa Monica, trying to come up with a vision for not only a game, but for the studio.
What we really liked was the idea of secret agents, espionage, reconnaissance, tricking
He's
people,
gone.
getting into places unseen.
And there really isn't a game out there that's hitting that sort of blockbuster secret agent vision. So when I found out that we were reinventing the franchise of Perfect Dark, I was very excited. Came out was revolutionary. It did a lot of things that
Stand out still. Some of the wild guns stand out still. You are a female secret agent in a world of corporate
Yeah, the new one,
crime.
Captain
That was
Crunch.
super exciting to me back in the day. You didn't get very many
You say it
games
right
with
here.
female
Hold
lead
on.
characters, awesome as Joanna is.
I do this live.
to take something that it's been so long since the first installment,
No
and
shit.
sort of rethink what that could be and how we bring that into the modern era is a really interesting problem to solve.
It's also something we have to treat very, very carefully.
You have to avoid doing too much devotion to the past, but not enough. You have to find the right spot in the middle.
Things were very limited back when the first Perfect Dark came out in the way they could express a secret agent, both in gameplay and in narrative. And us, without those limitations, ideas just started sparking.
Gallagher says it.
I'm passionate about making sure that we deliver stories and premises that stand alongside our peers in TV and movies.
We wanted to create a world that people would be excited to come back to, something that was unique and had its own flavor. And that's sort of where we came to the idea of eco-sci-fi.
There's been an ecological disaster that
He says like it's transversal
came
first
in,
person.
developed new technology, and for your average person, it's pretty awesome.
On the surface, but once you scratch past it, there's a lot of things to probably be thought about and maybe stopped.
We are leaning very heavily on what is a secret agent And there's a lot of gameplay diversity that comes into that, and we aren't shying away from that.
One of the things we thought about was how to differentiate what we call spy fighting versus what you would see in a traditional first-person shooter. Sliding under things, jumping over things. We really wanted to play up the physicality and being in the world, getting some of that camera movement that we see watching body cameras, GoPros, and trying to get that excitement of moving in places and in ways that you and I don't.
There you go. Drew Murray said it. Maybe they changed it. Drew Murray says it right there. He goes, you know, we want to like get the movement like body cameras and differentiate how first person spy was. So it should be third person. I agree. That's how you do it. But you said it right there. Or is it a third person hybrid? I don't know. The way you said it with body cameras and stuff doesn't sound like it's going to pull back.
Moving in places and in ways, and excitement of moving in places and to get that excitement of moving in places and in ways that you and I don't. Camera movement, sliding under things, jumping over things, traditional first-person shooter. What we call spy fighting versus what you would see in a traditional first-person shooter. Sliding under things, jumping over things. We really wanted to play up the physicality. Sounds like
Mirror's Edge. Like a Mirror's Edge type transversal type thing. That's what they're trying to go for. I don't know. I love Perfect Dark. I'm in shock that Microsoft actually gave a shit about it to make a brand new group of people not make Perfect Dark. Again, it puts a lot of responsibility on them. But again, that's just a side note. The main thing is that Sony is not doing what Microsoft is doing. Sony will dab into things like putting games in a service like PlayStation Plus, putting stuff in PlayStation Now, putting some things on PC. They will do that stuff. And they're going to dab in that stuff. Microsoft, when they announced this stuff, they went full in. Everything we're ever making is going to PC, guaranteed. Like, they try to make the platforms the same. Sony is not even alluding to that. They said we have some games that are just sitting there that we really want to expose. And one of the things that we really want to expose to other players. And the one thing that I could say is the way Sony's approach to PC gaming is that it's more of fishing with a specific type of bait. You put the Days Gone, you put a Horizon. Look at the IPs they're starting with. IPs that need that exposure. They're not starting with God of War and Uncharted. They're starting with Horizon, making the sequel. Days Gone, probably they're making a sequel to Days Gone. So get those IP to expose to more people so when you announce the sequel, more people know what the hell you're talking about. So basically, Sony's taking the bait, going buzz into the river, and they're gonna grab a shark and grab get a nice catch. That PC gamer maybe that says, hey, I kind of like this Horizon. Maybe I'll buy Horizon 2 on PlayStation if it's available, if you could get one. Maybe, well, I'll wait. Then you don't care. They pull them in and got them. Sony is trying to use their IP and lure people into the platform. And Jim Ryan says that. He's like, get more people exposed to the IP and bring them to the platform. Microsoft, on the other hand, is basically just chumming the water. They're chumming. They basically just throw a whole bunch of bait in the water, see if they can get anything to bite, and they're counting every little bite, every little nibble, and going, that's a potential gamer, that's a potential gamer. So you throw a whole bunch of chum in the water, and you get a little bites here and there. You're not getting anybody committed. You're not catching any fish. You're not bringing them anywhere. You're just making sure that they're chumming, that they're little nibbles. Oh, look. 5 million fish took a little nibble of the water. Okay, a nibble of the bait. Okay, go put it on Twitter. 5 million people played Sea of Thieves in 3 years. We chummed the water. Put it on 1 billion devices. That's Microsoft's approach. And they're hoping that maybe one of those fish that would just like jump out of the water and flap on their feet. Like, oh, here's a one that just can't get enough. And that's their shark. That's their whale. Sony's not doing that. Sony's not chumming the water. Sony's taking specific games that they want to grow, throwing them out into PC land, and trying to lure people to their platform. And if they don't want to come, they'll give a shit. Know what's funny? They are not really loving that PC life anyway. Horizon Zero Dawn, they just announced last month, We're done with updates. They're done supporting that game on PC. It came out buggy. They fixed it. And they're like, dude, we're done. They said we're working on Horizon 2. Does that sound like PC is their focus? Do you remember that? Oh, link's still there. Now I'm talking to myself. Horizon Zero Dawn dev says they're done with PC updates. Oh, you're there.
I'm here. What was the question?
No, I'm saying, did you hear about the Horizon Zero Dawn updates? Like how they're stopping doing the PC ones.
I saw that. So basically, the port was outsourced to another dev for the PC version, but it had so many issues, Guerrilla had to actually patch it themselves and get it running properly. But now they're basically saying don't expect much. Don't expect much as far as updates because now they're working on Forbidden West.
That's what it said.
But this is what I don't like about this whole PC thing. All right, you're gonna do a PC port and then put your game on PC and everything, but you don't give us a 60 FPS PS5 update, but you're steady working on patching the game and getting it working properly on PC. I don't know. Like I don't know how I feel about that.
Well, you're right.
PlayStation owner.
You're right, and I think it's gonna be proof. I think it's a venture that they're trying to do this stuff to see if they could get that. And he said like Horizon was a test. They sold enough. Let's do Days Gone, and maybe we'll do some more games. Maybe Concrete Genie. I think Dreams will be a great game that really needs a PC support, especially with the fidelity. Like a PC gamer that's making levels and stuff like that in Dreams. And then we could play them on PlayStation. That would be great. I love that concept when they did that with Project Spark, which Microsoft killed the studio. I like that concept where the people on PC were building games and the people on console were playing them. You have more fidelity and stuff like that than using the Move controllers. Now, I think somebody said you could hook up a keyboard and mouse to a PlayStation, but still, like having Dreams on PC, Dreams is $10 right now on console. But the thing is like, you're right. Like, if they do take up time and resources and we start getting buggy games on consoles, or because they're doing that stuff, or because they're trying to focus on multi-platform development, that's why the day and date is so important. It's not necessarily... it is important relative to the relationship of whether you're going to buy a game or not. Like, if it's offered on PC and you don't have to pay for online, you could chat with all your friends and you could do all that stuff and you have a capable PC... Yeah, there is a question of those two things. However, it also stretches the dev to optimize for PC and maybe compromise for the console because they got to optimize for PC configurations. Whereas when you have the development that Sony's doing, they're getting Horizon. This is what you said exactly, Link, what you're saying. Like, they're optimizing. And I know Jemiah was like not agreeing with that thing. But the thing is that it's not power. It's optimization. And that's the thing about Horizon Zero Dawn. As amazing as it looked, it was crashing, it was buggy at launch on PC. And the thing is that it's you could have the most. And I remember people saying like, I have a 3070 and this game is running like crap. Lazy devs, and basically they're saying that the console, and meanwhile on the console it was running.
Guerrilla didn't even port the game. And then they had to take time away from Forbidden West to fix the game and get it running properly on PC to patch it out to get it where it is now.
Yep. And then they're done. They're like, peace. So like they said on January 20th, Horizon Zero Dawn devs ship focus to sequel after PC patch. Patch 1.10 has a load more crashes fixes for you. It said that as our team continues development of our new game, Horizon Forbidden West, we're shifting to less frequent updates for Horizon Zero Dawn Complete for PC. After this patch, please note, we'll continue to monitor the community as always. We want to thank you for your support and sending your crash reports to us over the past few months. The information we received through your reports was invaluable to help us investigate and fix the trickier issues of the patch. We're done. Does that sound like Sony is going to loving PC? They're like, you know what, guys? You're done. Get over here. Make PS5 game. Get over here. Stop jerking around PC.
Right. They didn't have to do that many patches for the game on the PS4. And I mean, I don't know, like, where's my 60 FPS on Horizon? That's what I want to know.
Well, yeah,
Where's
you're
the
thinking that
upgrade
they took
for the
away
PS4?
from that optimization for, yeah, it could be.
Well, they didn't do anything.
Jemai,
for
that's
the
Xbox. What are you talking about? That's Phil Spencer right there. The chick that's playing hard to get by smashing all the homies. That's not what they're doing, dude. That's not what they're doing. The thing is that if they do day and date, it's a conversation. That's a conversation. This whole taking old games and putting it on PC, it definitely gives the luster of the PlayStation brand, of these celebrated franchises that, but Halo was still associated with Xbox, even though it was on PC before Master Chief Collection. Like, Aloy is still going to be associated with PlayStation, even though she's on PC. Like, it's because it's after the fact. Like, I think the day and date is definitely the thing that really is striking, and I think that's something that will affect it. But you know what? For me, Days Gone did what it had to do. Put it on there and make Days Gone 2. That's all I care about. Like, that's it. Just like Horizon. Put Horizon on there and make Horizon 2. But, don't make Horizon 2 launch on PC day and date and then have compromises, because it's on PC. Maybe not use the SSD to its maximum capabilities because it has to use a hard drive. Or maybe, the fact that it has to run on an old-ass PC that, there's certain limitations. I don't know. But all I know is that, Microsoft showed the way not to do it. You don't do all this stuff without great games. Sony has this IP sitting there, and they're like, hey, this game is sitting there. We're giving it away. Let's expose it. It's like making a movie. Like, let's just put this game on another platform. And let it grow. And again, if they wanted that PC money so bad, if it was so much, why would you mess around with Days Gone and fucking Horizon? Why, if all this PC money, there's so many guys on PC money, you can't deny it. Steam guys are just hungry for these games. I would go God of War and Last of Us. Go. Millions sold. But no, they're doing Horizon, Days Gone. Maybe they'll get to God of War eventually. Who knows? But by that time, we're all playing God of War 2. And you feel like, I'll just wait for it to come on PC. Well, then you're not in the conversation then. Because you don't care about the game enough to play it right there and there. That's what I mean. And everybody's like, I'll just wait. Well, then this doesn't affect you then. Because if you could sit here with a straight face and say, I'll just wait Horizon 2 come to PC. Well, then I guess you didn't like Horizon 1 then. Because you want to know why that argument stands? Pre-orders. People are so excited for a game, they're willing, after that showcase, I saw people buying Kenna, buying Returnal, buying Ratchet and Clank. People can't wait to play the game that they're paying for the game before full price, before they could play it. If that concept exists, then somebody's saying, I'll just wait a couple of years to play this game. Well, guess what? Then you don't give a shit about the game then, and you're not part of this conversation. So you can sit there and play your Valhalla for 2 years while you wait, and Horizon just happens to show up on your PC, and you're like, oh, now I can run a benchmark. Well, you're not part of the conversation if you could wait. And I know, not every game is a day one buy, but pre-orders exist, and people buy. They can't wait to play games, not even on day one. They're like, know what? I want to buy it right now before I can even play it on day one, pre-day one. I'm not saying you have to be that kind of person, but the thing is that day one matters. Day one's a big deal. Where you can play it on day one matters.
You want to be part of the conversation, playing, being able to get the game. Day one doesn't matter.
Exactly. Day one matters. If you could wait, then It matters, but like that's when people say like day one. Oh, it's not a day one. Day one's a big deal because it could strain the studio and the feature set and compromise quality, compromise the game that you're gonna play, and optimizations with the console. You know how many times they're like, oh well, we got to put some patches, day one patch, and we're trying to figure it out. Like I wonder why Microsoft's games, half of them are like, we'll figure it out as we go. Day one guns. Maybe because they're so strained on trying to make sure that this game works on everything, that they're lacking the content to bring day one, and they're just like, you know what, we'll ship it now and fix it later. Which I don't agree with that approach. I think that's a horrible approach because your day one impressions are the most important impressions. It's hard to get that back, especially in this gaming culture when there's new games coming out all the time and everybody's trying to buy your time. To put a game out that just says, oh, wait, the classic shotgun will come. Well, I don't want to wait. I want that when I buy the game. That's why maybe Microsoft games are a ship it and figure it out and see type thing. Because these studios Microsoft put them in a boat saying, well, this has to run on everything but sliced bread. And maybe that's why these studios have to put out these games. Sony is like, you're making a PlayStation 5 version, a Horizon Dawn, and a PlayStation 4 version. Downplay of a PlayStation 4. You work on this fixed hardware environment. Don't worry about Lisa and AMD and Mr. Leather Jacket over at NVIDIA. Don't worry about those dudes and they're coming out with the budgets 3040s and the 3060Is and the ray tracing and DLSSR and filled DNA and all this other shit. You just worry about the PlayStation. You get this thing running the best it can do on this platform right here.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when you work on the next one, maybe we'll take that game in. Now, since it's and I think too, Sony now, since they don't have to sell and they saw with the PlayStation 4, these games do port over to PC, I think rather easy because they are the same PC architecture. They're not cell and power or a power PC or anything like that. So now they have that x86 architecture. So for them, this game is sitting there at $9.99 in the barrel. You know what? Get somebody and make a copy. Go put it on PC for $40. I want to have a nice lunch this week. That's not the same.
Not a huge amount of work to get it over there.
No, and it's not the same as what Microsoft is doing. So stop it. Microsoft sold their soul to the devil, and they're still waiting for the friggin' games. They said PC's Xbox PC. Trust me, you freaking put a control and also your friends list, the free online. Sony, wait, if Sony does all that shit, then we'll talk. Then PC gaming is the dominant gaming, one platform to rule them all. Lord of the Rings, mark it down. And I know that's the day that PC gamers are waiting for. The indefinite day, death of consoles. PC gaming is the be-all and end-all. But I'm sorry, PC gamers. I don't like playing on a 27-inch screen 2 feet away from it. I like sitting
no mouse, no keyboard,
on a big-ass
Windows,
TV. Yeah, on a couch, surround sound, in a theater, playing my games.
And troubleshoot. PC gaming can sometimes be troubleshooting.
Oh, of course.
And I'm not interested in doing. I've done that. I'm not interested in doing that again, trying to figure out why a game wouldn't boot. I'm not doing it.
Trying even to set up the stream and overlays and PC is definitely an art form. If you want to get into multimedia and Photoshops and playing games and learning, like, you have enough hard drive space and upgrading your hard drives and making sure that you got the files in the right spot, and then they update, and then you get a blue screen of death, and then you got to restart, and then you got to update the NVIDIA drivers, but then the new update to the NVIDIA drivers crashes the game, and then you got to go to the forums and figure out what it is. It is definitely so much better than what it used to be. With Steam and with Epic Store and all that other stuff, and the way they do it, you can put it on external hard drives and all that other stuff. And the systems, the games do kind of auto-config and do all that other stuff. But the one thing that bothers me about PC gaming all the time is knowing what you can't do. It's like when you open up that menu and you see that, you think you have a real cool rig and stuff, and then you open up that game and realize that, I'm running this on high, but if I push this to ultra, it's gonna, I'm not gonna get what I want. And knowing that ultra exists and you can't get to it after spending all that money on PC, You spent $1,500, $1,600. You spent $1,000 on that GPU, and you're like, yo, this should run at 60 frames. That's why they go to the forums and complain. They're like, my system is like the most powerful system in the world. Why is your game not running at 144 frames in 1440p on super ultra settings? And that's the thing. Like, it becomes a little bit of a troubleshoot. You're right. And also, like, it's, and then knowing that those other things exist when I think, that you, and then also too, like, I had The Witcher, and I thought I had a setting perfectly. I was like, oh, okay, I could lower the shadows, but I could increase the texture a little bit. And I'm getting away with like 45 frames, and you're looking at that frame counter like a friggin' nutcase, and you're like, oh, I can get away with this and stuff. And then you get to an area and it just trashes your frame rate, and you're like, oh, back to the settings again, and you're in the settings and like, what do I got to turn off to get that frame rate up again? So like, you got to stop your game and to go adjust your settings because I just hit a rough spot. It does do that. Uh-oh, somebody wants the horns. Yeah, I think you're right. I think it is time. We're going on a ramble, this PC and stuff like that. But listen, gaming, it is what it is. But you heard it here. Sony is not doing what Microsoft has done. They have different visions. And I think Horizon's going to get that update. I think maybe later this year, maybe like as they show more Horizon Zero Dawn. So, Link, I think you're going to get that. It worked wonders for Days Gone and for Ghost of Tsushima. So, I'm expecting Last of Us 1, 2, and that one PS5 updates. But, yeah, it's not a big issue. That's right, Sergeant. PC gaming, I'm not knocking it because I'm doing on one now. I have an MSI with a 2060. And then I got another one with a 2070. I got the G7 with a 2070. And I got a 980 Ti external GPU that I plug into the laptops. You know what? I use it for video editing and photo editing. And PCs are so, like, they are a better, for everything else, PCs are a great value in the fact that you have access to an unthinkable amount of games, unthinkable amount of deals, and you have all this access to all this multimedia capability, streaming, content creation, information, productivity. Like, it is awesome. That's why it's a must. And you know what? One other point I wanted to make too is that shopping for computers and stuff like that, this is the thing, Link, to also know that another reason why Sony's doing this, and that's the last point I'll leave. Sorry, Bug. But, yeah, you guys, hit that like button. We'll be wrapping this up now. We've been gone over. Oh, thank you, Link, for a long time, but we've gone over. But I want to just, the last point I want to make, too, is the saying that looking at PCs and both desktops and laptops, the entry point for the graphic capabilities of these machines, like I even see Intel now is putting discrete graphics cards in their thing. Now they're like almost like to the M brand of a friggin' of NVIDIA card, or like an entry level, like not even like a 2060 or a 2050 or a 1080 Ti, a 1050 Ti in a mobile. They're like their M versions, they're 350 or something like that. But Intel is putting now discrete Iris Max Xe, which is 4 gigabytes or 2 gigabytes of, I think it's 4 gigabytes of dedicated GPU into their processors, almost like an APU type, where it's communicating between the core processor and also this discrete GPU. Now it's sharing it and stuff like that. Now I had a lot of crashes with that laptop. I returned it because I think that it still wasn't working properly. I had a lot of crashes with memory issues. So, but I'm just saying that the baseline for graphics, you could get, like, even in slim gaming books, you don't need these amazing, huge friggin' gaming laptops. These slimmer gaming laptops, which I've been using, yes, they run hot. You get a little thing on them. They're using the power this thing with DisplayPort at 144 frames. But, like, the entry point for gaming on these laptops is not these, like, huge rigs with $1,000 graphics cards in them. You could get away with some low quality 720p gaming or something like that on some of these games. Maybe not the brand new ones, but with the, and you see with the new graphics cards, you see about this optimization and this stuff. So the entry level for gaming on PC is definitely there. Like, it's not that whole like, yo, that guy just spent $2,000 on a computer, now he could play games. You could try to, you could game on $1,000 laptop, or or a PC for $700, $600. Hell, I even got a Nitro 5, a 1050 Ti. I got that for $500 because they brought out the 1650 GPUs, and I got that laptop for like $500 with a 1050 Ti. I play Gears 5 1080p 60 on medium settings. 1050 Ti for a $500 laptop. Like, the entry level for gaming right now on PC is now. We hit that technology bracket where the games are not crisis level. The software is kind of mellowing out, and they're finding with mobile gaming, I think a lot of people are not like, they're playing like Among Us and things like that. You can run Among Us on a friggin' on anything, on a phone. Even Fortnite somewhat. Like, the thing is that gaming PC is more accessible than ever. So to put your IP on there, it's not this kind of unheard, uncanny valley of just like the elitist of PCs that game. And like I said, a lot of people game at 1080p. That's a 1080p Ultra, 144 frames, or 2K. Like, and I primarily like console gaming. I don't play a keyboard and mouse. I do console gaming, but I do game on PC, and it's accessible. So like, you can't, and this is the same reason why I feel that Microsoft, with these games like the Bethesda games and stuff, that Sony install base is going to grow so big, it's going to be undeniable that they cannot just restrict games on that platform. Sony platform with the PlayStation 4 and 5 might be at over 200 million. And Microsoft wants to hit as many gamers as possible. They're going to deny that many millions of people on console? For what? For a billion people on PC that maybe won't play as many people as console? Like, the console, the thing is that the people on Sony have the similar mind frame. Those are the people that most likely would buy a Halo game or buy one of your console games on the PlayStation, because they're of the same type of environment. But if you put a console game on PC, you might not get the same response, because PC gamers might not like those kind of games, whereas a console game. So if you want to get more people, why won't you put it on the PlayStation? So the same thing with Sony. PC gaming is so accessible now that putting a game on PC now definitely is an opportunistic thing for them. What did Jemai say? Jemai's back on the PC thing. So let's read some comments, and then we will close it down. Let's see. Pug Channel wants a soundboard clip. We got you, Pug.
I'm trying to use the phone!
You have to pay the cost to be the boss. Good line, Jemai. I like that one. Of course. You got to pay to play. But then what happens when Horizon comes out? It's all buggy. Now you feel like you got kicked in the nuts. I paid all this money for this rig, the lights, the RGBs, and Horizon's running like shit, not optimized. That's where it sucks sometimes. But that's on there. That's on them, not you. But anyway, yeah, you're right. You got to pay to play the game. But it's accessible, though. It is definitely more accessible. But Link, thank you very much. It has been a long, wow, we did 3 hours. We went over about a friggin' hour and a half. About an hour. But man, a lot to talk about. We had so much crazy stuff going on this last week. Hopefully, it calms down. I got to go back on Twitter to see what the hell's going down today, because I think there was some things went on tonight. But Link, thanks for dropping in. I know you're working, but tell everybody if you have a link to find you and all that other stuff, tell where they can find you, man.
Don't really.
You gotta stop your Twitter now, so I can get you a plug, get you some followings.
I'm not really interested in all that. Having a place to give my opinion is great, but
hey, man, appreciate it.
Yeah, that's all I'm.
All right, no problem. Very modest. Link's the man. He comes in, he pulls through. I don't know where dude. I'm gonna go find Frogs. He's in a ditch somewhere. I don't know where the hell Frogs is. Merc was supposed to be on here. These guys are making me liars. But Link pulled through. J-Dubs pulled through last thing, and Link did. But hey, man, this is Grinds My Gears, the Grinds Table. You know where it is. We got a lot of stuff to talk about, a lot of things. I appreciate everybody coming out and sharing out the video and liking the video. But yeah, if you're new, we got a couple of subscribers too. Thank you again. 2 subscribers tonight. Thank you again. I think who we had? We had the shout out new subscribers. Attack the Seam. Shout out to Attack the Seam, new subscriber. Your name will probably be showing up at the bottom of the Grinds table right down there. Thank you again. And guys, again, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you're new. Hope you liked this extra long show. We had a lot of stuff to talk about. And till next time, with Grinds My Gears, will be coming out soon. I'll be doing another one if something pops up, but enjoy the video, enjoy the show. I'm glad everybody had a good time. Thank you again, Link, for pulling through. Give me a break to talk. Give me somebody to talk to. You know, I wasn't talking to myself at first. I thought I was just like having invisible conversations. But thank you, everybody. Grinders, we are done with another great show. And thank you again for all the support and the likes and for sharing out the video. Till next time, we are out.